All right, you guys, salute everybody. Like, share, subscribe. Appreciate everybody that's tapped on in. Shouts out to the whole LDBC. Let's get right to this video, man. So, I want to talk about Nikola Jokic, who is a great player for the Denver Nuggets, but he's vastly overrated in a watered down NBA where load management is a normal. And uh, the big man competition is sparse at best, with him playing against mostly journeyman and you know mid to low level tier centers on a nightly basis. Uh, Now, again, I'm not gonna jump on his game because he is a great basketball player, uh, and that can't be taken away from him. But those advanced analytics that these people cry about, right? Um, it overvalues his offensive production, I should say, and it don't even give him no type of punishment for his defensive weaknesses, right? So Jokic, who's getting around 10 assists a game or more, and this season, but normally he probably gets you from 8 to 10 to 12 assists. He's been disappropriately rewarded in these fake ass analytic metrics, which I hate in all time NBA history. I hate analytics. I think it's destroyed the game. But like box plus minus and a value over replacement player, which assume a center provides traditional rim protection and post defense. Now, areas where he is statistically one of the league's worst, for instance, right? The BPM, it gives them credit equivalent to a guard, averaging 16 assists, but this ignores his negative defensive impact, leading to inflated overall ratings. Now, he got guys on his helmet like Nick Wright, who note that these stats have always slightly overvalued rebounding and field goal percentage, which pads Nikola Jokic's PER, which is 31 plus peaks, and his win shares in 48 and an error. What a big man are rare passers. So you don't really have a lot of these big dudes passing. But I told y'all this. They play a whole different game, man, in this era than they did before, man. Jokic is not having a whole offense where he going to go to the top of the key and just do all this crazy shit. No, you're going to get your big ass in the post. You're going to bang with them real big, some legendary big men in the 90s, which, he ain't going to be nowhere near what he doing right now. We know this, right? But the defensive metrics, they're flawed and heavily weigh assists. See, this is the thing. People look at Jokic and they judge him based on one side of basketball. They don't never talk about his defense. You wonder why? Because he's a one-way player. You can't be not human and out of this world if you play one side of the basketball. I'll stir-fry, cook, and shake these dudes down. They come out here with these line capping ass videos praising Nikola Jokic, but don't even talk about his lazy ass defense, right? So, you know, those metrics make him look generational on defense, despite the eye test that we all have, which show his slow footwork, right? Poor footwork, right? Average at best, you could say. Poor high screen and roll defense. And teams routinely targeting him in pick and rolls situations. We already know this, right? So when I looked at his career defensive box plus and minus, it's like minus 1.5. And he's led the playoffs in the worst defensive rating on the court units multiple times, right? 12 points worse than the league average. They ain't going to tell y'all that, right? What about the stat pattern in a tailored high-paced system, which the Nuggets offense, who's built around his passing and touch sharing, inflating his usage 28 to around 30%, right? And the triple doubles in an era of faster pace, right? People like myself, we say, oh man, this dude out here, searching for MVPs, man. With that 20, 10, and 8 that these people talk about are 2010 and 10, however you want to say, which they didn't give Russell Westbrook credit for, but they get Nikola Jokic credit for in his prime. The line comes from a scheme that maximizes his role, not raw dominance, right? Think about this. So he has a losing record when he scores 45 plus points, but thrives on assist heavy nights. Think about what I just say. So this artificially manufactured setup means his efficiency looks elite, but isn't insane relative to volume, especially compared to the guards like Luka Doncic on lower touches. Now, he's been accused of stat padding by a lot of people, right? We heard what Kendrick Perkins had to say, by basically prioritizing assists and rebounds over winning with empty calorie stats. They don't always translate. Now, his high assist games correlate more to wins than his scoring outbursts, even though he did win the other day against one of the worst teams in the league. And they praised that shit like it was just a second coming when a nigga was playing against the strippers who were one of the worst teams in the league. And they won the Boo Boo Bowl and 2 overtimes last night. Make it make sense with the Mavs, right? Now, like I told y'all, this league they emphasize load management, right? And this pads his career totals without a proportional impact. Now, what about his playoff failures? They all go off one championship, and what they do is blame all his teammates for everything else. But despite Nikola Jokic's 3 MVPs, he has multiple first-round exits, and he's a net negative in peak playoff series, with the Nuggets often better off court due to his defensive lapses, right? They got a +5 net rating with Nikola Jokic off the court and a -2 with him on the court in the 2023 playoffs. But see, won't nobody tell y'all this shit. I'm just keeping it 100, right? His 2023 NBA title was basically, everybody said that was an outlier post-championship because he's bounced by 50-win teams every year with stats dipping, right? Lower efficiency and losses is what he's been having, and no repeat success in a playoff choker narrative that he's been starting to get, right? Meanwhile, Shea loses his second best player, right? And he's top team in the league. No credit whatsoever. They don't say Shea is out this world. Shea didn't have to stat pad to win games. His impact is felt on the court without him having to say, I need to go get a triple-double. He just flat out just winning games. They took his second best player from him, and these dudes would come on YouTube and call journeyman and role players that's on his team a juggernaut. Fucking liars. I come to tell the truth to all the people that's listening today. So his on and off the court metrics have shown, basically, you guys, that Denver's net rating barely improves with him. +8.5 per career for his career, suggesting that his stats don't clear other stars like Joel Embiid or even Giannis, who anchor better defensively. In high-stakes games, he's outplayed by his peers with as many playoff failures as the next guy. They won't tell y'all all this truth I'm giving y'all. What about the low competition at the center position and voter fatigue in a weak big man era like I told y'all? In this modern NBA era that we live in. I told y'all this, right? Shit got a small ass pool of centers in this era. And they praising this dude. He ain't got no dominant big man he playing against. He ain't playing against no Shaqs, no Yaos, no Zoes, no Dikembes. The list goes on. Making his stats stand out against weaker foes like Sabonis or Vujacic, who poach similar lines with basically less credit, less acclaim, right? His MVPs are seen as voter fatigue awards for his gaudy numbers in a high scoring era, right? Not undisputed supremacy. He lost to Shea in 2024-2025 despite better raw stats due to the narrative backlash. Compared to guard forwards, his generational playmaker label is overblown. He can't carry an average team to the conference finals like Luka Doncic, relying on Jamal Murray and Gordon for clutch moments. We saw this. But they'll take that credit away from those other guys too. But then they'll come on YouTube and say, oh man, Shea has all world teammates. Get the fuck out of here. Jokic got dudes that helped him get to the chip that stepped up and played big time clutch games. That what about all them clutch shots that Murray was been making against the Lakers every year they was in the playoffs? What about all them clutch shots that Aaron Gordon, the dunks and all the other shit he been doing to bail their ass out down the stretch? Dudes don't want to come on YouTube and tell the truth. They want to come on here and lie and fucking cherry pick. Right? Right? So we're going to stop this. We're going to stop this. And then they use this lame ass excuse. He's never played with another all-star in his prime. But Jamal Murray, who's near an all-star, and role players like Gordon and those other guys he's been playing with, enable his stats. The Nuggets system bleeds value without his passing, but he's not a solo carrier. Can't do that. Right? Think about this. Yeah, like I said before, man, this shit's sad, bro. This shit's sad, man. And then let's talk about the 90s, right? So basically, you had a talent difference. That's how Willie Green got fired. You had a talent difference, right? Back in the 90s, what I told y'all about the other day. The 90s was a golden era for the big men. Versus today, man, this shit is I'm about to tell y'all. So in the 90s, they produced an unprecedented line of Hall of Fame caliber centers. Often, what? Let me see, 7 to 10 deep in the league at that time, right? Think about this. Who could play on both ends, not just one side of the court. They praise this. They say, oh, this dude is not human. This motherfucker don't even play defense. The fuck you rewarding a one-sided player for? Meanwhile, Shea played both ends of the court, both sides, and these motherfuckers can't even open their mouth about it. They're racist. Point blank, they're fucking racist. Straight up. Right? So in that era, in our era, the 90s, top performers, they included guys like Hakeem, who won two championships in a Defensive Player of the Year. David Robinson, Shaq, Pat Ewing, Zoe Morning, Mutombo, Tim Duncan. Even you can put Rick Smith in there. They even had guys like Vlade Divac, Brad Daugherty, who had all-star seasons, right? So every matchup would have been a grind for Jokic. And like I told you, he wouldn't have been able to play the way he played, just stand on top of the perimeter, doing all that weird, whack-ass shit. Shut up, nigga. This ain't hate. These are facts. If you can't take this fact, get off your knees, boy. So let's go to the early 2000s. That dominance that came from the 90s, it continued with Shaq's prime. What about Dwight Howard, who led the league in rebounding and won, 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards? Yao Ming. Big Ben Wallace, who was a defensive anchor, went to the Hall of Fame just based off what he did defensively alone and won a championship. What about Mari Stoudemire, who was an explosive athlete, who guys like Jokic wouldn't have just been able to walk right through? Right? I told y'all this. Morning, Mutombo. He didn't even have to play against guys like Marcus Camby in the post who could block shots. You understand what I'm saying? Boy, you can keep screaming. That shit don't mean nothing. I can just make you disappear, pussy. I can make you disappear, pussy. Shout out to my boy 2 Raw in the building. Right? So basically, y'all talking all this shit. Those teams, they had good depth too in the early 2000s, 2010. So teams like the Pistons and the Lakers, they basically could build contenders around multiple big men who could switch scoring side and block shots. Right? Now, let's talk about this weak-ass, capping-ass era y'all praising Jokic for. That you on your knees for Nikola Jokic saying, he's unhuman. Yeah, he's fucking human, motherfucker. Right? So, basically, the top centers in the league right now, top bigs, I ain't going to say centers, because they don't even play center. that Jokic is competing against Joel Embiid. That mofo always hurt. Load managing. When's the last time? How many times have you even matched up against Jokic? Think about that. Anthony Davis, if y'all want to put him at the center sometimes, he always hurt. And most of the time, he playing at the 4. But let's say he was playing at the 5. He's always hurt. Victor Wembanyama just got in the league. He developing. Karl Anthony Towns is a 4 man, not really a 5. Domantas Sabonis, that's your best level of competition. Rudy Gobert, who got what? 4 fake-ass Defensive Player of the Year awards in a weak-ass era. Al Horford, who's old-ass, ancient-ass, ain't doing shit. Bam Adebayo, who's too small to be even playing center. He should be a power forward. And Alfred Sengun from Houston, he just came in the league. Zubac was shutting this motherfucker down in the playoffs, nigga. Now, he gave Zubac 50 the other day, but Zubac was shutting him down. This is his fucking competition. These niggas calling this nigga all-time great. What about Nikola Vucevic? He ain't no all-time great center. He put up good stats, mostly on losing teams. Clint Capella, old ass. Mitchell Robinson always hurt, as well as Clint Capella. These niggas is mostly role players, man. None of them really all-stars except for the ones I name are hurt all the time. But the motherfuckers ain't no real game changers. The one game changer on both ends is really AD and Joel Embiid. They always hurt. So, yeah, man, it's sad, bro. It's sad, bro. In fact, they even lowered the big man that was going to the All-Star game because this era is so trash. Right? So let's go back and talk about why Jokic would have had a problem in the post. First of all, style of play. Remember, Jokic would not be able to stand at the top of the fucking key and just do all that bullshit he doing now. They had real point guards. I'm going to say this again. They had real point guards. Real point guards. So Jokic, he would have been able to just come down and do all that shit he doing now because guys really played their position back then. Shooting guard played his position. And I heard say something the other day, and he was so right. Charles Oakley said that shit. He said, you motherfucker come down and get 2 or 3 turnovers, and that shit is cool. He said, man, you get a turnover in our era, 2 turnovers, you come out the game. Shit, we protected the ball. Every possession was important. Now they come down, shit don't mean nothing. Y'all seen what happened with D-Lo last night in the Boo Boo Bowl. Jay Kidd let D-Lo sit out there and do all that bullshit down the stretch. They didn't even take him out the game. Right? So let's look at the physicality in the 90s, you guys. How strong these guys were in the early 2000s as well. What about Shaq? Jokic's game is not built for all errors. His game is not built for all errors. Sorry, you're wrong. First of all, he couldn't defend. His ass would be in foul trouble. Secondly, he would have got bullied out there on the court in the post playing against. He would have been in foul trouble like he was to Dwight, or old ass Dwight Howard in the NBA Western Conference Finals. He'd have gotten foul trouble quick, guarding them big centers because he wouldn't have been able to just hang out on the perimeter. He would have had to really guard. Think about this. Jokic ain't got to guard nobody in the post. Let me ask y'all a question. Who the fuck is Nikola Jokic guarding on a night-to-night basis in the post? I'll wait for it. Back then, he would have been having to guard all the killers in the post, which means he'd have been picking up fouls trying to guard these dudes, which means he would have been off the court. See, y'all ain't listening to what I'm saying to y'all. So you had the 90s and the 2000s centers. Like I said, them dudes was built like goddamn slaves, man. You had Shaq, who was running around probably around 325 at that time. You had Pat Ewing. Pat Ewing was probably around 260. And these dudes was crazy explosive. Then, let me say it again, right? You had David Robinson, who probably had a 40-inch fucking vertical, right? He had endurance, right, for the post battles. And the motherfucker was able to camp out in the paint. You wasn't going to be able to just come down there, post up, and just throw up numbers if you wasn't really like that, right? And them dudes thrived in a slower, grind-out type of pace where the possessions were a lot less, right? The fouls were more rare, and the contact was normalized. Jokic hates physicality. We saw what happened when Dwight Howard got physical. Old ass Dwight Howard got physical with him, right? So today's centers, man, them niggas skinny as fuck. Now they are more mobile, but they're skinny. And Jokic is damn near 300, but he prioritized skill over using strength, brute muscle. Now, does he have a post game? Yeah, he got a good post game. Great post game. Can he shoot the ball? Yeah, he can shoot the ball. But y'all got to understand one thing. You got to play defense. If you don't fucking play defense, you're going to get burnt on the other side. This is the part I'm trying to tell y'all. He got his ass annihilated. See, let me tell y'all something. It's different when you have a night-to-night matchup. That's a great matchup every night. Jokic gets 80% of the nights off with his matchup in the league. Nobody can counter this. Nobody can. When he plays OKC, he's going to be playing a journeyman at the center position and Isaiah Hartenstein. Think about everything I'm saying to y'all right now. I want y'all to think about everything I'm saying to y'all right now. When he plays against the Golden State Warriors, he's going to be playing against an undersized Draymond Green or a 40-year-old Al Horford. Make it make sense? You want me to keep going? I keep stir-frying you niggas. It's easy work. A caveman can do this shit. Martavian, what's good? I'm going to drop the link in a second. I stir-fry niggas like this. This easy work. All they got to do is name the team. And I name the player. If they name the team, I guarantee you I name the player. Ticket don't back down, nigga. If they name the team, I name the player. Right? Yeah, the other day he played against they praised him for playing against Zubac, who's a okay center. He ain't no all-world great center. He ain't no all-star. He ain't no Hall of Famer. And Brook Lopez, who's an ancient backup that all he do is shoot threes, they praised him for getting 50 on him. He didn't get 50 on no all-world center. That's who he got 50 on. Let's keep going. The Minnesota Timberwolves, Rudy Gobert. One of the easiest big man one-on-one to get buckets on in NBA history. But it has stolen 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards. Think about that. Think about the dudes I'm naming to y'all. Let's keep going down teams. Sacramento Kings. Sabonis gives up damn near 80-something pounds to this dude. How many All-Star games Sabonis made? Like 1, maybe 2? 1, maybe 2? Think about what I just said to y'all. He ain't playing against no the competition matters that you playing against. That shit matters. Who you playing against on a night-to-night basis, that shit matter. Rudy Gobert is not better than Rick Smith. You smoking dope, nigga. The fuck wrong with you, bro? I'm gonna block you just for saying that dumb shit. Sit in time out, brother. This motherfucker said Rudy Gobert is better than Rick Smith. You need to be smacked for saying stupid shit, nigga. I know you didn't watch basketball. You must not know basketball. You a damn fool, boy. See, let me tell you something. It was harder to win Defensive Player of the Year awards and make all defensive teams because it was so many great defensive big men in that era. It was so many great bigs. It was hard to make all NBA teams. Go back and look at all the bigs that was making NBA teams in the 90s and the early 2000s. Y'all need to stop this shit, man. You sound like a goddamn idiot, bro. And you really destroy your credibility, man. You know what I'm saying? So today, big man, these niggas is more soft, man, less post grit. They playing stretch type of basketball where they shoot jacking up threes all game, right? So you got 90s bigs like Alonzo Mourning. He demolish these current dudes with physicality. Cut this shit out, bro. That's a fact, 7-8. 7-8 says, Rudy ain't better than me. I can't hoop. That's a fact. We grew up. We literally watched this, bro. So you gonna sit up here and tell us that we not watching this competition on a night-to-night basis? We not watching guys go at it on a night-to-night basis. We not watching this dude play dudes that are under his level. When you were Shaq, guess who Shaq met in the NBA Finals? He didn't meet a dude that was under his level. He met a dude that was over his level in Hakeem when he was in Orlando. Now, guess what? When Shaq played with Kobe, he always played against centers that were under his level. Why? Because the Eastern Conference centers that came out, they weren't the same as the Western Conference centers. Shaq struggled sometimes against those Western Conference bigs going through the Western Conference playoffs. When Kobe was thriving, you ain't got to believe me, ask the whack attack. Ask that racist. Because he always brings that up when he talks about Kobe. So he can't go against that argument. Right? Think about what I just said. Think about what I just said. So, again, right? Y'all praising these dudes. So, Jokic would have had to guard dudes back in the 90s who had mastered low post footwork. These dudes had good jump hooks. They could shoot off the glass like Tim Duncan, facing up in the post. They didn't need a three-point. And that's another thing. Let me say this. Them guys didn't even need a three ball to put up them type of numbers Jokic is putting up right now. The assist wasn't there because they didn't need, everybody played their position. But think about this. These guys are still averaging around 4 or 5 assists without doing all that crazy shit Jokic is doing. Shaq always going to give you around 4 or 5 assists. Hakeem is going to give you around 4 assists, 5 assists. All them great big men was giving you 3, 4, 5 assists. And they weren't even playing nowhere near Jokic. And they were still giving you Jokic's numbers all on rebounding and points without the three ball. They didn't need a three ball. Straight up. They didn't need a three ball. Now, that's why you got to take Jokic, put him in the post, and see what would have happened. Put him in the post and see what would have happened. And you could go tell the whack attack if them niggas got any type of heart, him or Uncut Hoops. Uncut Hoops, I'm on your helmet because you dissed me in the past, little bitch ass nigga, and you don't even know me. So, like I said before, I mean, if y'all want to debate, I'll go live and debate and cook you niggas. Y'all easy fucking work. And y'all blatant racist. You guys sit out here, y'all watch what Shay's doing with role players, journeymen, and without his second best player. You guys refuse to make a video on him because your racist bones are so upset that he's the #1 team in the league without the only other player that was an all-star on his team last year. Period. Y'all easy work for a nigga like me. That's why y'all avoid me. Y'all will stay over there on them uppity-ass platforms. You won't come get smoked with me. I took a channel to 100,000 subs talking basketball, stopped doing it, talked about something else, and came over here to do it again, nigga, for the hell of it. For the hell of it. So how can you be the best in basketball when your team ain't the best? Can't be. When we said Michael Jordan was the best, guess what? The Chicago Bulls were the best, motherfucker. I'm saying Shea is the best, and the OKC Thunder, they are the best team. These are facts. Excuse me, you said, why do you want... See, this is how I know you don't know nothing about basketball, brother. And this is why I can't really argue with niggas like you, but I will answer your question. You said, why do you want Jokic to limit his game just to playing in a post when he has an all-around offensive skill set? That's what makes him great. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, first of all, he's playing against a weak-ass era of big men and a watered-down league of big men. And secondly, in the 90s era, he wouldn't have been able to play like that because that's not how they played. In the 90s and the early 2000s, he got his motherfucking ass in the post. He'd have been strictly having to play in the post. Sometimes he'd have been able to come up because they ain't building a whole fucking offense around him. That didn't happen with anybody. Them old school coaches, they had their point guards. Them guards was coming out, throwing that bitch in the post, and they was going to work. That's what they was doing. Period. To the person who says, hey, Ticket, is Cade better than y'all? One season of being 9-2 doesn't make you better than a motherfucker that won a championship, 2 MVPs, and a Defensive Player of the Year award, you dumb son of a bitch. You want to keep getting cooked, nigga? You want to keep getting cooked, motherfucker? You said, what about guys like Rashid and Dirk who played away? First of all, Dirk was an outlier. He came in the mid to late 2000s with that game. So Dirk was a change of the guards. Rasheed Wallace, who played early in that era, that nigga was in the post at first. He changed up later on when the game started changing, you dumb son of a bitch. Now, let's keep cooking, nigga. Rasheed came in the league mainly in the post, but would stretch and shoot some threes. By his end of his career, which was in the late 2000s, 10-ish, they was playing more stretch at that time. Learn basketball. You want me to keep cooking, nigga? I keep stir frying you, nigga. This easy work for me. This easy work for me, nigga. This Cade ain't proved shit. He won what, 9? They 9-2. That's all they proved. They haven't won a playoff series as a team. They ain't done shit. That motherfucker ain't getting no credit from me for winning 9 out of 10 games. Point blank period. Hey, Big Money Mo. I'm gonna drop the link. You bring your motherfucking ass in here. You and Mike the Chump. Mike the Chump, triple O, GOG triple. You can bring your bitch ass in here too. I'll cook your motherfucking ass. Period. Niggas ain't had to play nobody, nigga. If you ain't had to play nobody, nigga, what the fuck is we talking about? That nigga ain't had to play nobody, bro. That nigga had the weakest competition in all the NBA eras. How you gonna have the weakest big man competition in every NBA era, but y'all gonna sit out here and give a dude credit for dominating in the weakest era, in a guard era? This is a guard-oriented era. This is a guard-oriented three-point shooting era where you have big men that shoot more threes than twos. I watched Miles Turner shoot like 10 threes last night. You said I praise Giannis. Giannis is not a center, cocksucker. Giannis is not a center. And Giannis plays attacking the basket, you dumb son of a bitch. You want to keep getting cooked, nigga? You said, what about guys like AD and Bam? AD rarely ever plays. Bam is undersized. Keep going. Jokic outweighed Bam by over 100 pounds. What is you talking about? AD, he always hurt. And he's not a center. He's a power forward. Bam is really a power forward that's forced to play center. What are you talking about? Giannis always has centers on his team, you idiot. Every single year, Giannis plays the 4, cocksucker, not the 5. Shut up, nigga. You said AD played in the playoffs. AD played in the playoffs and gave Jokic that work. What the fuck is you talking about, you stupid ass nigga? It was Jamal Murray hitting them shots that bailed him out. AD was putting up numbers on Jokic. Jokic ain't getting no stops and no fucking AD. Don't make me pull up AD stats. And didn't I tell you that Jokic had, despite everything y'all said, that the team was better defensively when Jokic was on the bench? The stats prove it, but y'all want to ignore those stats. Period. Right? So let's do that. Ain't no box score. What the fuck are you talking about? Man, you don't know nothing about basketball, bro. Bro, you don't even know who the fuck you talking to, nigga. This nigga talking about box score hero. Nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga. You a nobody, boy. Sit your bitch ass down, nigga. You probably weigh 400 pounds, nigga, eating ham sandwiches all day, motherfucker. Those stats are true. What are you talking about? Those stats are true. The whack attacking them don't tell y'all those stats. The fuck is you talking about, nigga? And let's talk about Shaquille O'Neal. What would he have done to Jokic? Man, he'd have made Jokic his bitch. Jokic would have fouled out guarding Shaq. Period. Denver do play better in stretches without Jokic. Now, I'm not saying they're a better team without Jokic. I'm saying they're better defensively and they play better in stretches without Jokic. But they're not going to win nothing without Jokic. The same way the Golden State Warriors ain't going to win out without Steph. The same way the Bucks ain't going to win out without Giannis. The same way the OKC Thunder ain't winning shit without Shaq, motherfucker. You said Jokic would have gave Shaq that work too. Jokic should have been on the bench. Jokic would have had 2 quick fouls because you don't know basketball. They would have went straight down to Shaq in the post to start the game, and Shaq would have attacked his chest and it would have got 2 quick fouls. Jokic would have been on the bench. But that's how I know you don't watch the games, motherfucker. Because if you watch the games, you would have seen that. That shit was obvious. Most all big men got in trouble guarding Shaq early. They was just going right down to Shaq early in the game. Shaq just go up and get fouled, dunk on that motherfucker. Period. Somebody said Jokic destroyed AD. How did Jokic destroy AD when AD was putting up monster numbers against Jokic? Y'all some lying cocksuckers. Go back and look at AD's numbers against Jokic. You want to pull it up, motherfucker? I'll pull it up. I'll pull up the head-to-head with AD and Jokic. Since y'all some lying cocksuckers in here. I'm going to pull up the head-to-head with AD and Jokic. Anthony Davis versus Nikola Jokic head-to-head. Pull this shit up right now. Because I know y'all niggas some lying motherfuckers. Y'all some lying, loathsome motherfuckers on YouTube. Y'all some loathsome bitches on YouTube. Lying motherfuckers. So, in the averages, and let me go ahead and put this up on the screen for you guys. Because y'all going to move the goalpost. I know y'all going to move the goalpost. I know y'all going to move the goalpost. See, AD played on both ends. You cocksuckers going to move the goalpost. But see, I'm put up on the screen. I got the head-to-head with them motherfuckers. See, y'all can't play this game with me. I know too much basketball, motherfucker. Now, I don't want to hear no excuses either. There ain't no excuses. I'm going to put the numbers on the screen. Speak now, forever hold your peace, motherfucker. Now, let me go ahead and let's get this down. Hold on. I'm going to block you just saying dumb shit, nigga. You block. Hold on, y'all. I blocked that nigga just saying stupid shit. Hold on. Now, this is what this whole ass nigga said, right? Now, I want to show y'all something. That nigga said, oh, Jokic, he dominates AD. You a lying cocksucker. So it's pretty much even. AD scores more points in the head-to-head. Jokic gets a few more rebounds, right? He gets 1.2 more rebounds. Jokic gets more assists. The steals are right even. And AD gets more blocks. The fuck is you whole ass niggas talking about? Jokic, he dominates AD. Shut the fuck up, nigga, you lying piece of shit. You a lying motherfucker. You's a lying mofo. Y'all some liars on YouTube, bro. That niggas come on YouTube lying, nigga. Fucking lying on YouTube. How niggas come out here lying like this? You want me to pull up the numbers for you bitch ass niggas? I can pull up the numbers. These niggas, see, I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all listen to the Whack Attack too much. The Whack Attack is a lying motherfucker. And these motherfuckers cherry pick. They cannot argue with a nigga like me. Because I'm on a whole nother motherfucking level. Talking basketball. They can't get on my level. But I'm not going to just tell y'all. See, I'm going to do something that they don't do. I'm going to show y'all. And to the dude who said this is rage bait, no, it's not. This is facts, motherfucker. You can't take it. You're probably a racist. So I know you can't take it. Most racists can't take when you show them the truth. That's how racists operate. Right? I can say that Jokic he's still a great player. He just ain't what y'all say he is. He's still a great player. He just ain't what y'all say he is. He just ain't what y'all say he is. Still a great player. Still a great player. They out here talking about something. Yeah, Ticket. He was dominating. He was dominating AD, Ticket. And you a motherfucking lie. I'm about to show y'all some of these numbers right now. Hold on, bro. Put this on the screen, man. See, you guys show people, man. Man, listen, man. I'm just being honest with y'all, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? I come in here showing numbers and facts Them niggas say he dominated AD. I seen AD giving this nigga hella buckets. Rebounds, block shots, all that shit. Now let's get right to it. Cause y'all know how I do when I come in here. Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna come in here with the facts. Hold on. Let me erase this shit right here so I can put this on the screen. I want to show y'all. I want to show everybody what I'm talking about. Cause these niggas out here just talking. All right, so y'all check it out, man. Y'all check it out, man. Let's get to it. All right. So these niggas say I'm capping, right? All right, let's see how much I'm capping. Let's see how much I'm capping. These are the head-to-heads. These are the head-to-heads. I got them all up here. Here you go right here. First game, AD 17 points, Nikola Jokic 13. AD 17, 5 and 2, Jokic 13, 11 and 6. Second game, AD 28, 12 and 1, Jokic 13, 11 and 4. Next game, AD 48 and 8, Jokic 25, 10 and 8. Let's keep going. Since I'm capping, you bitch ass nigga. Next game, AD 25, 10 and 1. This is with the Lakers. This is Jokic with the Nuggets, you bitch. You bitch you. 13, 5 and 8. Y'all niggas is some hoes, nigga. So AD with the Lakers. Number 10. I'm going to keep going on these cocksuckers, the block lovers, nigga. December the 22nd. Number 11, the next one. AD 32, 11 and 1. Jokic 18, 6 and 5. Shut up, nigga. Where the dominance at? This nigga playing terry cloth and getting smoked. Next game, AD 33, 10 and 2. Jokic 22, 11 and 6. Where is he dominating AD at? Yeah, I saw Willie Green got fired. This more important though too, Raw. Cooking these bums. I see these fools trying to run this narrative. They racist. They hide and they hate behind. They don't want to give Shea credit, so they want to overpraise Jokic. I'm gonna bring them niggas back down to reality, nigga. Next game, AD 27, 6 and 5. Jokic 12, 1 and 4. What's y'all excuse? What's y'all excuse? Y'all niggas talking, oh, he was dominating AD ticket. You a lying motherfucker. You was a lying motherfucker. Let's keep going. Next game, AD 37, 10 and 4. Jokic 21, 6 and 2. What is y'all niggas talking about? He was dominating AD. Where's the dominating at? I don't see no fucking dominating, nigga. Next game, AD 31, 9 and 2. Jokic 36 and 9. Next game, AD 27, 2 and 1. Jokic 22, 10 and 5. Next game, AD 34, 5 and 3. Jokic 16, 7 and 4. Next game, AD 27, 5 and 3. Jokic 27 and 5. Where's all the dominating, nigga? Where's it at? You blocked, nigga. Get your bitch ass out my channel. Y'all niggas is hoes, nigga. Let's go to the playoffs, nigga. Oh, listen, what about recently ticket? I'm going to show you recently, 2024. 2024 playoffs. AD, 32, 14 and 6. Or 5, excuse me. Jokic, 32, 12 and 7. Next game, AD, 32, 11 and 2. Jokic, 27, 20 and 10. Next game, AD 33, 15 and 3. Jokic 24, 15 and 9. Next game, AD 25, 23 rebounds, 6 assists. Jokic 33 points, 14 rebounds, 14 assists. That was a great game by Jokic. Great game by Jokic. AD 17, 15 and 4. Jokic 25, 20 and 9. That was something, like I said before, that was the outlier right there. And as y'all can see right there, man. Where's the dominance at? Where is he dominating AD? AD was getting that nigga that work too. Which I told y'all, nigga don't play no defense. Y'all don't want to listen to me though. So nigga, shut the fuck up, dummy. Again, that nigga's talking all that shit. Don't make me pull up his head-to-head with Giannis. This shit can get uglier than a masterpiece sneaker, nigga. Don't make me pull up his head-to-head against Giannis. Y'all, I know y'all don't want that smoke. That's not no smoke y'all want. You niggas talking that shit, nigga. See, when I put Jokic against great players, them numbers looking funny in the light, nigga. When I put him against great players. Y'all really want to do the Giannis? Y'all really want to do Giannis? Oh, this is bad for Jokic. Y'all really want to do Giannis? Oh, I'm showing y'all all the great big men he had to play against. That nigga get smoked, motherfucker. Tell the whack attack with his racist ass and all these other dudes. Don't be running around with them little bums and shit stains. Come over here with the big dogs, nigga, because I know you watch and get smoked like a blunt. Because I'm going to put facts up here on the screen. You can run, you can cry, you can hide, you can put up fake numbers, you can do whatever you want to do. Finna show y'all better than I can tell y'all. So let's put up these numbers. Let's put them up. We'll do this right now. Because I know everybody. So here goes, you guys, the Jokic and Giannis head to head. But they say Jokic be killing everybody. These motherfuckers be lying. These motherfuckers be lying. Head to head averages between Giannis and Jokic. Giannis more points. Giannis more rebounds. Same steals. Giannis more blocks. And Jokic got a few more assists. I told y'all this. And they run the whole offense around Jokic with them assists. And Giannis still got 5.1 in the head-to-head. Now, you want me to name all these games for y'all? It gets real ugly when I start naming out these games. When he got to play against some real fucking big men. Nigga don't play no defense, man. Trying to tell y'all this. Y'all niggas, y'all, like I said, he's a great player. But this, he ain't human, all this other bullshit, motherfucker don't play no D. What you want me to do? Come on here and lie? He don't play no defense. This shit get real ugly when I start putting up these numbers in front of y'all. It gets real ugly. Real ugly. Giannis smoking this dude out every time. So again, don't do this. You don't want to do this with me. I'm cut from a different cloth. When it comes to talking this basketball shit, it's only a few niggas that get on this level right here, boy. And I'm letting you know what it is. Starch them on stiff, leave them stiff like the cleaners. Man, they got hitting. I got gas hitting the windows, a pocket in the coop for the pigeons. Right? Now, do you chumps want me to put the numbers on the board? Or you gonna close your mouth and be good? I can put the numbers on the board. You could close your mouth, shut up, and just be good. Because the numbers look ugly. I'm just gonna tell y'all that right now. The numbers for Jokic look ugly. They say show all the stats. Okay, I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you right now. And then I'm gonna drop the link. I'm gonna let old boy cook y'all. And then I'm gonna move on with my day. Because like I told y'all, these niggas is hoes. Trying to tell y'all this, man. Y'all let these boys come on YouTube and lie to y'all. They don't tell y'all what his numbers look like against the best of his competition that he got to play against. Now imagine if you got to play against great competition like that on a night-to-night basis in the 90s where the whole offense, you just couldn't stand on the perimeter and shoot threes all game. Come on, bro. Let's stop it. Like Rob Parker said, stop it. I know y'all don't want to do this. We're going to do it, though. Look what you made me do. Brains blue. You said real stats that make a difference? Yeah, like Shea's stats. His team is the number one team in the NBA, but y'all don't give Shea credit for that. His stats really make a difference, right? Shea's stats really make a difference, right? Even without his second best player and the only other All-Star on his team, Shea has the best team in the league. He has the best team in the world. And he's the man. But y'all don't want to give him credit. This is what you racists do. Y'all ignore him. He's not all world, even though he's carrying his team. He's not all. He got role players on his team. I can prove he got role players. I can go down every player on that roster, and these motherfuckers have overhyped every single player on that roster, right? Straight up. Every single player on that roster. right? Right. This is what we gonna do. I'm just gonna stir fry you, right? Because I have a zero racist tolerance on this channel. I like people who are not racist. That's why I think Luka Doncic is so great. I think Luka's impact is better than Jokic's. Just to be honest with you, I think Luka Doncic's impact on his teams are better than Nikola Jokic's. Luka Doncic can actually carry a team. Jokic can't. Jokic can't carry no team. If Jamal Murray's out, Jokic can't carry that team over a long period of time. Luka can. Luka can. Now let's go to the games. Since these dudes was running their mouth, let's go to the games. Remember how them dudes was running their mouth, y'all? Let's go to the games, man. Y'all see the games right there on y'all screen? So you got Giannis and Jokic. Giannis, 36 points, 11 rebounds. Jokic, 30 points, 15 rebounds. That's Giannis right there. Next game, Jokic got Giannis. Giannis, 18 and 12. Jokic, 35 and 13. Next game, Giannis gets Jokic, 22 and 9. Jokic, 20 and 6. Next game, Giannis, 29 and 12. Jokic, 20 and 5. Giannis is winning this battle, y'all. Let's keep going. Another game, Giannis, 12-7. Jokic 8 and 5. Next game, Giannis 9-6. Jokic 8 and 6. Next game, Giannis 23 and 8. Jokic 20 and 12. Next game, Giannis 15 and 9. Jokic 13 and 14. You want to keep doing this with me, son? Next game, Giannis 29 and 9. Jokic 18 and 10. Next game, Giannis 31 and 9. Jokic 31 and 6. Next game, uh Giannis, 29 and 12, Jokic 25 and 16. Next game, Giannis 36 and 18, Jokic 29 and 12. Let's keep going. Next game, Giannis 31 and 16, Jokic 15 and 10. Next game, Giannis 30 and 9, Jokic 35 and 12. Next game, Giannis 27 and 8, Jokic 37 and 10. And Giannis 29 and 9, Jokic 18 and 10. Y'all want to keep going? Y'all want to keep going? And like I said, I can prove that Luka Doncic is a better carrier. Now, let me say the last thing I'm going to say. And I'm going to show y'all why these dudes are stone cold racist. And I'm going to show y'all with actual evidence, not just me coming on YouTube running my mouth. Right? Now, I'm going to put up in front of y'all the OKC Thunder's roster currently. I'm going to show y'all something. Because these dudes, like I said, they stone cold racist. Right? Stone cold racist. All right? Hold on. All right. Stone cold racist. I'm finna show y'all this. Hold on now. Shea's averaging 32.5 points, 5.2 rebounds, and 6.6 assists this season. And he's got the best team in the league without his second best player. Now, I'm finna show y'all something. I'm finna show y'all his roster right now. We finna talk about this right now. Oh, Ticket. He has an all-world roster. No, he don't. And I'm finna prove it to you right now, nigga. I'm about to put up their current stats right now. Once I do this and smoke these dudes, I'm going to go take a dump. Let me see. I'm going to drop the link for Martavian and them to finish stir frying these bums. And then I'm going to go take a shit while I make a hit. Now, there you go right there on the screen. Now, let me stir fry. Let me do my shit. Watch me do my shit, nigga. Shea averaged 32.5 points a game. Nobody else on the team averaged 20. That's first and foremost. Lou Dort is a role player. Fact or fiction, everybody's in the chat room. Lou Dort is a role player that originally came from the G League. Is that fact or fiction? That's facts. That's facts. Lou Dort averaged 7 points a game this year. Lou Dort shoots 19% from the three this season and 31% from the field this season. These are facts, right? But whack attacking him with a lot of y'all and say, oh man, he's got this all-world juggernaut. Fuck out of here, nigga. Chet. Let's go to Chet, y'all. Chet has missed 4 games so far this season. But Chet averages 18.7 points per game. Now, he's the second best player on the team. And he's missed 4 out of the 13 games so far. So, another one of those 4 games, Shea had to really turn it up, nigga. Because Chet missed 4 of those games. Now, let's keep going. Chet is a fringe all-star. He ain't no all-star. He never made an all-star team. He's a fringe all-star. Right? Fringe. He might make it this year if he plays enough games, if he's not hurt. Now, let's keep going. Carson Wallace, role player. Is Carson Wallace a role player or not, y'all? He averaged 8.4 points per game. Carson Wallace. He shoots 40% from the field and 35% from the three. Ain't nothing special, nigga. Ain't nothing special. I'm just keeping it real. See, I'm not a racist. When you anti-racist like me and you love equality, you're going to tell the truth. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Isaiah Hartenstein. He is a perennial journeyman. Isaiah Hartenstein had a point in his career where he played on 7 different teams set the first 7 years of his career. He's a journeyman role player. Fact or fiction, y'all. He averaged 12.8 points per game. Let's keep going. A.J. Mitchell. He's averaging 16.9 points per game this year. This is the best season he's ever had. A.J. Mitchell. A.J. Mitchell's career average is 9 points for the first 2 years he's been in the league. So he's getting a jump this year because old boy's not there. So his minutes went up, his production went up, and everything else, right? So he's averaging 16.9 points per game, right? 46 from the field, 34 from the three. Let's keep going. He's a role player. He's a role player, but he's a very good role player, right? Aaron Wiggins, role player. Role player. Aaron Wiggins, role player. Isaiah Joe, role player. All these dudes are role players. And Isaiah Joe has played 8 games. He's missed 5 games so far this season. Alex Caruso, role player. Very good defender, but Alex Caruso done been on 3 or 4 NBA teams already. Role player. Those are the guys he got on his team. And motherfuckers talking about, oh, he got an all-world team. Fuck out of here with them lies. We're not going to sit out here and lie on nobody. We're not going to do it, bro. We're not going to sit out here and lie. We're not going to lie. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not a racist, man. I don't want to lie to tear down somebody else. Them niggas got all role players on his. They use the argument these hoes use. Jokic doesn't have another all-star on his team. Well, right now, Shea doesn't have another all-star on his team. Right now, it's just Shea. And he's the number 1 team in the fucking league. You liars, you charlatans, you frauds. And let me show y'all this. And I'm going to drop the link for Martavian and the rest of the homies to come finish stir-frying these liars and these charlatans. Now I'm going to show y'all this, right? I don't hate white players. I love Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is one of my favorite players. And Austin Reeves, sir. So you a liar yourself. Let me block you. I know you a liar. You don't watch it. I know you don't watch this channel. I've been rocking with Luka Doncic for years. He's the wonder boy. Nigga, what the fuck wrong with you? Didn't you see my video the other day when I said he's the best player with the Lakers since Kobe Bryant, fool? Have you not been watching my channel for years when I told all these dudes Austin Reeves was a real deal when they said he was a fraud? Sit down and shut up, boy. You must not know what the hell you talking about, fool. Let's talk about reality. Just because I tell the truth about Nikola Jokic, now y'all get mad. Nah, nigga. We just calling out the racists, that's all. Don't be racist. Don't be racist. Because I'm gonna show you something. Now look at Shea, y'all. Nobody else on Shea's team averages 20. But they complain. They say Shea got a juggernaut of a roster. He played with all role players. None of these dudes have led teams. None of them dudes have been all-stars that's on that roster right now that's actively playing. None of them. Now watch this, y'all. Look at Jokic's roster, man. Yo, tell this dude to get out of my face, man. I blow she's right in your face. Watch this, y'all. So Jokic averages 28.8 points per game. Triple-double, right? Jamal Murray averaged 20. Jamal Murray averaged 22 points per game. Will Jamal Murray make the All-Star team this year? He should. He should. Jamal Murray should once again make the All-Star team this year. Jamal Murray averaged 22 points per game. They try to talk so much shit about Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray averaged 22 points per game. The offense ain't even built around him primarily. He still averaged 5.7 assists and 5 rebounds per game, along with 1.4 steals per game. Those are legit all-star numbers in the Western Conference. Paul George is making all-star teams putting up those same numbers. Fuck out of here, nigga. Look at Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's averaging right at 20 points a game. Them niggas got every excuse for Jokic. Aaron Gordon's giving you 19.6 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, 1.6 assists per game. These dudes playing damn near every night. Aaron Gordon shooting 45% from the three, 53% from the field. But these motherfuckers will tell y'all, oh, Jokic is out of this world. No, his teammates are out of this world, motherfucker. Aaron Gordon was the best player on his own team before he went over there to the Denver Nuggets. Stop this shit. Even Christian Brown, who just got hurt, he averaging 11.4 points per game. Shooting damn near 50% from the field. Now, the one they try to blame everything on Michael Porter Jr. Cam Johnson's over there playing way worse than Michael Porter Jr., but they ain't got nothing to say about that. They just shut their fucking mouth. Think about this shit now. They try to blame it on Michael Porter Jr. Well, Michael Porter Jr. was putting up way better numbers than Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson over there, all he do is shoot bricks. 21% from the three, 37% from the field, but they try to blame it on Michael Porter Jr., who helped him win a world championship. These niggas is hoes. Then you got Tim Hardaway Jr. that's giving you 11 points a game over there. Look at all this help Jokic got. Look at all this help Jokic got. And them niggas will sit up here and lie to y'all, man. They'll sit up here and lie. That shit's sad, man. Then you still got Valanciunas coming off the bench giving you 9 and 5 in limited minutes. Valanciunas playing 12 minutes a game and giving you 9 points and 5 rebounds in 12 and a half minutes. Come on, bro. Stop this shit, man. Y'all niggas is disgusting. Like I said before, I start them, leave them stiff like the cleaners, nigga. They got hidden agendas. They got hidden the winner, a pocket in the coop for the pigeons. I'm gone. Let me drop the link. Let me drop the link, man. Like I said before, all I did was put the evidence out here in front of y'all. I put the evidence in front of y'all. That's all I did. Since dudes want to come out here and lie. I don't have no reason to come on YouTube and lie about nothing. Go ahead and cover my take. You got it.
See, this is ridiculous, man. You know, both OKC and Denver play two different styles. Denver is relying on Joker to do everything when they really don't have to. They got guards, they got point guard play where they can actually put the ball in these playmakers' hands, and you can maximize what you can get out of Joker if you put him down in the post. Nobody really want to talk about that. They're just sensationalized with the triple-double numbers, but fun fact, when Russell Westbrook was averaging triple-doubles, they were saying it was stat padding and, oh, he's just all after his numbers and it can't contribute to winning. When other players do what Joker's doing, they're stat padding. But when Joker's doing it, it's all for the best for the team. It's not consistent. I used to fuck with Scap Attack, but he turned into a damn Joker sexual that it's like he's doing the same thing that he blames LeBron fans for doing. making excuses when they lose, saying he don't got
I
no
told him
help.
that. I told him that.
It's just it sounds so familiar. All you got to do is swap the player in the argument. The thing is this: Joker does this because Joker wants to do it. We watched in the playoffs last year against OKC, and guess what? They had a guard guarding Joker, and he couldn't do anything with him. Scored 8 points that damn game. 8 points. And they threw that white boy, what's his name for OKC? Used to play for the Lakers.
Alex Caruso.
Alex Caruso. They threw Alex Caruso on Joker. You're not throwing a guard on Shaq. He will have 90. You're not throwing a guard on Alonzo Mourning. You're not throwing a guard on any top center in the past. You're not doing that. You will lose your fucking job. Right. You will lose your job doing that. Joker is his own detriment. Why? Because, yes, he could put up the offensive numbers, but he's definitely giving up those same offensive numbers on the other end. His stat line looks wonderful. It looks great. But guess what? We're not playing 2K. Okay? We're not playing 2K.
Yeah, he leaves a lot to be desired on the defensive end.
And I was under the impression, let's go back to the James Harden years in Houston. What was the biggest thing they used to say about James Harden? Yeah, you can score 36, you can get 10 assists, you can get 8 rebounds. But what was the biggest knock on James Harden? He didn't play defense. And it showed up in the playoffs that once somebody game plans for you, you could be stopped. Joker won a championship against an 8th seed. Yes, you play who's in front of you. You don't need to make excuses why you win. He won that. But what has he done after that? Get knocked out the playoffs. And he's getting knocked out the playoffs with centers that he's supposed to be quote unquote better than. He's supposed to take a game over. I don't understand how OKC gets penalized for having a good squad that's been together, that's been organically built, and they have Shea as their leader. They remind me of the Bulls because guess what? Scotty, Mike, Harper, and Dennis Rodman used to sit out fourth quarters because they did what they needed to do in 3 quarters. Let's save some of these knees. Let's save some of these legs for the real competition. I don't see the Denver Nuggets blowing teams out and sitting Joker in the fourth quarter. Every game seems to be a dogfight. You might have some outliers here and here, but they're misusing Joker. I think it's all about the numbers. It's not about impacting and winning. Because if it was, he'd be in the finals with these numbers every year. I don't want to hear he don't got no help. He had 2 players on his team at one point score 50, not in the same season. You got Aaron Gordon that can score 50. He did it this year. And, Murray can put up 45, 50 anytime he wants to. He's done that a lot last year. A lot of games I was watching him bake. So we can't sit up here and say he don't have help. He has help. Because what was Joker doing when Murray wasn't on the court? Getting gentlemen swept by Golden State. They went on a run when Murray came back healthy and hitting big dagger shots down the stretch. I'm going to say all that. Let's just keep it fair. Let's keep it consistent. Let's keep it fair down the middle. Shea's impact with his team is a lot stronger than Joker's impact with his team. It just is. What say you?
They love the scoring, rebounding, and assist.
Yeah, but basketball is more than just scoring, rebounding, and assists.
Yeah, that's what they like. They don't like 2-way players.
But if you've ever played basketball, you know you must play both ends or you're not going to play at all. Period. Mm-hmm. If your man is just running around you, getting just as many buckets as you are, I don't care if you drop 40, if the other dude had 42, and you lost.
Yeah, they praise stats even in the loss. That's what this era came. This with this Aaron Love. That's the
And
problem.
isn't the point to get the highest percentage shot? And you a center, you get your ass down in
Yeah.
that post and get me a high percentage shot. If they chase you out of the post, that's different. But just choosing to take a three just because you can, that's not good basketball. Especially with the game on the line.
Sweet Daddy Sticky. It's me.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous.
And then Shea, he doing this. Jalen Williams ain't played one game this year, and Chet didn't miss time. It's like the next man up mentality. It don't matter who in the lineup, he's still gonna produce.
We can't penalize players because they stayed in the system and they know how to play together. We cannot penalize that. But they want to because it's all narrative based. If Joker was who everybody says he is, they will be 12-1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what OKC does? They play defense.
He the reason they lost. He the reason they lost to the Warriors. He messed up Aaron Gordon 50-point game because his defense was so bad playing that drop coverage on Steph Curry. They was running them in pick and roll. He's playing drop.
As a center, why the hell are you playing Steph Curry? You don't got the feet speed for that. You don't.
Yeah, trying to play drop coverage.
How'd that work out for him? How's that impact work for him?
That's the same defense.
No, go ahead.
I think that's the year. That's the year Phoenix went to the finals, and Phoenix swept them. He was playing that pick and roll defense, and Devin Booker and Chris Paul torched them.
Now, let me ask you a question. I'm glad you brought that up. So you're telling me DeAndre Ayton got Joker out of there. So did Joker average 50, 20, and 15 that series?
I don't
Just say no, he didn't. So you mean to tell me DeAndre Ayton shut him down enough for Phoenix to sweep him? And we're saying that he's better than any other player, or the narrative is he's better than any other player. This narrative has to stop. Only thing they did is switch the two players, LeBron and Joker, and it's the same talking points. It ain't even different. Look at his numbers. Look at his numbers. Okay, I can look at his numbers all day, but what about the impact? Everybody was saying, oh, they're going to knock off the OKC Thunder. Yes, it went 7 games, but if Joker was who we say he was, he wouldn't have had an 8-point showing in that damn series, which they lost.
I think he got blew out in back-to-back game sevens because at home they was up. I think they had a 20-point lead, and Minnesota came back and beat them in game 7 in 2024.
Absolutely. Why you let Gobert's team beat you? And I think they lost by 8 when Minnesota beat them. They did lose by 8. But the point is, you empty the clip in game 7. Win or go home. I'd have had 60, or damn near tried to get 60. And I do believe he got criticized because he was very passive in that game 7 and couldn't get his shit off.
He shot a lot of threes in that game 7.
And you know what that's called? Any coach will tell you, bailout shot. Bailout. You're bailing the defense out.
Yeah.
We got to stop thinking this is NBA Jam 2K alive. This is real basketball, professional basketball. You're getting paid millions of dollars to make the right decision. And especially in the playoffs, the same shit in the regular season don't work in the playoffs. You got to do something different. You got to come up with a different strategy. You got to add to your bag. What are we doing over here?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they need to quit saying, Jokic got help. I've been telling people that. I don't know where people didn't got that from. He had no.
It's
You
the
know, give me that
LeBron
right
excuse.
there.
That's all it is. It's the LeBron excuse. No matter how many people putting up
Yeah,
20, no matter how many people putting up 18,
yeah.
oh, he don't got no help because the end result is his numbers does not impact winning the way it should.
Yeah.
You hoop?
Huh?
Do you hoop?
You said, yeah, I used to. I played in high school.
Now let me ask you a question. We on we got a 5-on-5 going. It's game point.
Mhm.
They give you the ball. Are you just taking a three, or are you going to your sweet to your sweet spot?
I'm going to my sweet spot
Why are you
or
going
trying
to
to
your
get to
sweet
the
spot?
line. Because that's the shot that I've been going to my whole life.
That's the
And it's a
shot
good
that you
shot.
practice by yourself over and over and over again. You got that muscle memory to know how to get it up, how to get it over a defender, and you're more 100% confident that you can get that shot off at any point.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He just signed this right here. So
Sound like you at work.
What's up with all this construction?
I don't know. That's how it is that's how it is at Highland Park.
The park down the street.
Mhm. Yeah, but yeah, that's the that's the go-to shot. A lot of the NBA is all the same. They all run the same offense.
High pick and roll horseshit.
Yeah, that's why Kobe used to call it accidental basketball. They don't run no plays.
Mine was the 15-foot jumper anywhere on the court. If I needed
Mhm.
a bucket and I know I can get one anywhere on the court that's 15 feet, I'm going 2 dribble, pull up, even when you at the angles, 2 dribble, aiming for the backboard.
Wait, all day? You been right here, though? He just left, I think, now, though. What you doing? You moving the field?
Speed.
He volunteer?
Well,
You got food about you volunteering, or you got food you bringing in?
We volunteering to serve,
Oh, yeah.
so it's supposed to be like 3 or 4 more people coming. They haven't got here yet.
okay.
But they know that the Asian people volunteer. Y'all volunteer with the volunteer group? The Asian people come, they think they're cooking. Our staff is,
I don't know about all that. I'm just told we're here to serve, so.
I don't want y'all in the way. They're like, I got that, I got that, I got that. They come on every Saturday.
Hey, so I'm at the place and a
Uh,
lot of the street.
yeah, Luke. That's why I tell people, as great as Luca is, he gonna have to. There's a lot of things he got to do too. His style of play, that dribble, puts on the lid, step back threes. That ain't gonna get it done. He
OKC
need
just
to put.
proved that. OKC not only shut down Luca, they shut down Luca and AR and said this is how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
If I know a guy can get off, I'm gonna be in his chest.
All right.
I'm gonna force him to do something he doesn't want to do.
Yep, or pick him up full court.
I'm gonna bump him. I'm gonna hedge him. I'm gonna make him uncomfortable to catch the ball. I'm gonna swipe at the ball when he gets when it gets a pass. I want him knowing that nothing you do is going to be easy. I've been watching a lot of people defend Luka, and they let him get in rhythm shots, let him get to spots that he want. And when you're playing defense on him, they get shook. Austin Reeves looked like an MVP, but with defense on him, he looked like a DMP.
Yep. That's what happened to Austin Reeves last year when they played Minnesota. Get real physical with him. Don't let them. And they only let you get all them free throw shots, get all them free throws.
Because he wasn't getting those calls in the playoffs. You had to play through it. There was
Luka should have learned. Luka should have learned his lesson though. After they lost in the finals, like dog, that ball centric, that one guy dominating the ball, heliocentric offense, that do not beat smart and good teams.
No, but when you're being told and getting your head, souped up that you're the greatest scorer and you could do whatever you want, you start to believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to say Joker is just a guy. Anybody that plays in the NBA is not just a guy. I'm just saying that he goes out to look for his stats.
Mm-hmm. A lot of these dudes do. That's why I'm glad. I'm glad when OKC go back up when they be up 30, SGA don't still be in the game trying to look for his numbers. He sit down
Absolutely.
when the game is out of reach.
I'm looking for that W. That's all I'm looking for. If we get it by 50 or if we get it by 5, as long as we get that W. And I'm glad you brought that up. SGA lets the game come to him. There was so many times in the playoffs last year, he will have a quiet first and second quarter, and everybody be like, "What are you doing?" And then he'll come on in the third and fourth quarter. He lets the game come to him instead of forcing himself on the game. Luka, the opposite. He'll have a great first and second quarter, and then fizzle out the third and fourth quarter. And you're asking, where the hell was Luka at? He had 30 at halftime, but he finished with 38. How the hell does that happen?
Fizz it out. Ran out of gas. Yeah. That's why there were guys like James Harden and LeBron and Luka. That I don't like guys that play like that. That just dominate the ball at the top of the key and run high school roll all day. That offense is terrible offense. And you can't beat great teams with smart coaches that could play against that type of offense.
Now, I'm just going to correct one thing that you said. You said great teams. You can't even beat good teams. Remember, Minnesota went in there and took that belt and whooped their ass with it when they were supposed to be Lakers in 5.
Yeah.
And nobody thought Minnesota, there was only a couple of people. The mainstream media thought they were either going to be swept or they were going to be going in 5. When somebody knows how to scheme against what they see you do over and over and over again, the Lakers lost leads of 10, 15 consistently. Because all you got to do is put a little bit of pressure on the ball handler. They'll make mistakes because the ball handler is usually going to be the one that's going to take the shot.
Mm-hmm.
And they got exposed. And yes, that coach can talk shit about J.J. Redick because he beat him.
Mm-hmm.
So until J.J. Redick gets out the first round, I don't want to hear nothing about him. You had a 50-win team with a 3 seed that couldn't get out the first round. Do you know that's the first time in Lakers history they've had a top 3 seed and didn't get out the first round?
Damn.
And Lakers have a long history.
Yeah, I know. I'm a Laker fan.
Now, I heard you say Highland Park. You in Chicago?
No, I'm from Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, okay.
I'm from the D. Yeah.
I'm across Lake Michigan staring at you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
So the thing about it is, it looks good in the regular season. It looks good on the stat sheet. But what are you doing? We saw OKC coming 3 years ago, and they did not disappoint. We've watched Denver ever since the bubble, and it's like the same old song. They'll have a good season, then they'll have a season where you're like, they were good, but I didn't think they were going to win a championship. OKC has been predicted to either be in the finals or win the championship for 3 seasons now with SGA. We can't say the same thing about Joker.
Lunch ain't until 12 o'clock. Where y'all? It's only 11 o'clock.
11:01.
The Chinese guy came over there.
Shout out to the chat. What do you think the biggest reason is between this discrepancy between Joker and SGA?
Time you got.
It's 11:03.
Chinese guy.
So if you go through here and then turn right there, then you're gonna go down here. Yeah, just follow him. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
That's weird. How
Yeah.
are you an hour ahead of me and you're just across Lake Michigan? That
I
doesn't
don't
make
know,
any
man.
sense. Hell no. It's crazy.
Yeah, I said. I think SGA are better because I think SGA was what last year, one vote away from making All NBA defense team last year.
I think so.
Yeah, I think he finished 11th on the list. But yeah,
But that's nothing to sneeze at. Another thing, nothing to sneeze at. Where was Joker in defensive prowess?
and then they be like, they be saying a lot of people. Yeah, he good. He top 10 in defensive rating, man. They be lying about that stuff, man. You got to watch the games.
That is the well, he has a skill and a block argument from LeBron James, but when you watch the game, watching him stand around, watching him get blown by, watching him throw his hands up after his man scored, that's not defense.
Hold on 1 second.
Joker is the best player and don't even care. Are you talking about the best player and don't even care about defense? Explain for me. Go into a little detail. War 3473. Joker is willed. All right, now you just trolling. There is no way Joker is anywhere near Wilt. I'm sorry. Now I will say he's a good passing big man. I do agree with that, but he's nowhere near Wilt. Nowhere near. Best at racing horses. Hell no. Well, that might be true, but he is nowhere near Wilt. I don't want to hear nobody from this era be. They're not changing rules for Joker. They're not. They had to change rules for Wilt. I
Yeah.
agree. Don't disrespect Wilt like that. Absolutely.
But then you got people saying Luka better than Larry Bird. If y'all don't knock it off,
Okay. Yeah, let's just go. Has Luka ever won an MVP? Let alone 3 in a row.
no.
All right,
No.
so that's enough with that.
Yeah.
So Larry was a terror, and for what as slow as he was, he will compete on defense. You never had to worry about if Larry Bird was going to play defense, even with a bad fucking back. He still played defense.
Yeah. I think Bird made all defensive team 3 times too.
Look, there it is. Just off of that. Yeah, you could put the ball in the hole, but weren't you the same one in the NBA Finals? Cry. We saw you cry more than we saw you score. Luka was robbed of an MVP a few years ago. Who was he robbed from? Who won it instead of him? A lot of teams are coming to Detroit. Looks good. San Antonio, bro, looks nasty too. And Minnesota gets their shit together, bro. They're scary too. Absolutely, it's a young man's league, and the youngins are proving it. Joker is the best player and doesn't even care he is that good. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay. Joker's one instead of him, if I remember, bro. I think that was probably his second in a row. Where was Luka's team versus where was Joker's team? Because I do remember that. Was that the year they went to the Western Conference Finals and lost to the Warriors? If I'm not mistaken.
Are you talking about the year when Jalen Brunson was Mavs?
Yeah, when Jalen Brunson got the handcuffs off because Luka got hurt.
Yeah. And they beat Utah in the first round.
Right, but everybody beats Spider Mitchell's team in the first round, so that's not really a good accomplishment. Because the way it's looking, Spider Mitch is starting to turn into Tracy McGrady if he don't stop.
Yeah.
Struggling to get out the first round with good teams.
Yeah. No, I think he got the first round. He just ain't been
When
to
they
no
play
conference final.
when they played the
He just ain't.
Clippers.
I'm talking about. Period. He been out the first round. He just ain't been to no conference finals.
Yeah, I'm just saying they played the Clippers in the second round, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I was talking about Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, he been out the first round. He just ain't never been to no. That's the second round is the farthest he been. He ain't never been to no conference finals.
How about we start criticizing our American players instead of tearing down the Europeans? Well, that's a good point, but that's not the point of the stream. We're talking about Joker. You're absolutely right. If we start that discussion, that'll be a great discussion for another stream. But right now, the stream is talking about that, and I don't even think we're tearing down Joker. We're not tearing down Joker. We're just stating a fact. He doesn't play defense like that. My Pacers get healed and retool the position we need, bro. Will be coming too because Halliburton gets back in shape. We'll be back in the finals, but I don't trust Siakam. I never trust Siakam. I would like for Halliburton to take as much time as he needs to get it healed correctly so he don't come back and mess up a knee, because if you do not get that Achilles tendon healed correctly, it will start putting problems on other parts of your lower body. MJ is way better than LeBron James. You don't got to tell me that. I think the consensus will already say that. Yeah, brother, I think Luka was robbed MVP in 2023-2024 season. That might be true. Because if I think about it, wait, 2022 is when the Warriors won. 2023 would have been Denver. Denver won it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So did the Mavs even make the playoffs in 2023? I don't think they made the playoffs in 2023.
That's the year they got Kyrie in the middle of the year.
So yeah, you can't win you can't win an MVP if you don't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
only Kareem did that. There needs to be a conversation about where the Nuggets are really going. I agree with that. Wholeheartedly. Because even though Mike Malone is not there, it still looks like the same team.
I'm surprised. I ain't know Cameron Johnson would look this bad with them. No, he looked horrible with them.
They traded 18.5 points for 7.2 points. That doesn't make any sense for me.
Mm-hmm. They didn't even get. They realized Michael Porter was playing with a damn half of a shoulder. They just got rid of him just because.
There has to be a fall guy, and he was their fall guy. So is the grass greener on the other side? Probably for Michael Porter Jr., but Cam Johnson was supposed to be this two-way player, and so far I don't see it.
Yeah, he looked lost in the sauce over there.
Yeah, they should have really thought about that. Nuggets are going nowhere. Where it's still early, we don't know that. I'm always going to try to be fair, but it's still early. We can see somebody get hurt and the Nuggets propel. We don't know. It's just real early in the season.
Don't they? I think they play Minnesota tonight too. I think.
Wow, everyone knows Jamal ain't as good as he used to be. They about to be the Bucks of the West. Yeah, that's crazy. That's real crazy.
The Bucks, they a good team, But I don't know if they can. I don't know if they can win it with what if they think Miles Turner gonna be they say. I don't think Miles Turner can be their second best player. That dude do not rebound the ball. He him and Jaren Jackson the same players. All they want to do is shoot threes and don't rebound the ball. You can't be 7 feet. If you 7 feet getting 6 rebounds,
Something's wrong.
you can come. You got to come on the. I'm a coach. You got to come sit on the bench with me.
There's no way I will have a 7-foot player ever get 6 rebounds unless it's in the first quarter. Because Jaren Jackson Jr.'s father was a 6'1", 6'2" guard that collided up. You know, he got a championship with San Antonio. He played a lot of years against with the Washington Bullets and Wizards. He was a very solid guard. However, his son is head and shoulders has more potential than his father did, and he's not even taking advantage of that. That's bad.
I don't know what's going on with Memphis. That dude, John Morant, declining in front of our very eyes, or is he playing that bad because he want to leave? I don't know.
I think it's both. I think the last 3 years have shown me that John Morant is distracted with anything that's not basketball. I need to know what John Morant wants to be. Does he want to be an NBA player, or does he want to be a gangster? What do you want to be?
The Clippers that made their mistakes too. Y'all got rid of Norman Powell and brought in Bradley Beal. You see what happened in him.
Now, shout out to Bradley Beal because he's from my hometown, St. Louis. But that Bradley Beal experiment is just like a gallon of milk that's got spoiled overnight. He was a great player, and then the injury bug got him, and he has not been the same.
What's the new one?
Oh,
I know they be mad. I'm saying, he was upset. Yeah.
Compared to 13-9, Luka was third MVP voting and fifth seed. Joker was sixth seed. Wow! Thank you for that. Thank you for that correction. I am 5688. We love Jared Jack on the Lakers. Well, everybody seems to love Jared Jack or everybody wants everybody on the Lakers. Who is Joker's comp for real? For real? Rudy, Ayton. Not well. If that's his competition, he should be putting up better numbers.
Yeah, whenever he play against Joel and Embiid and they both healthy, Embiid be destroying him though.
Yeah, but Embiid also likes to take that trip off to Denver, and he doesn't want to come to Denver and do it. He only wants to do it in Philly. So I don't know how much I could put credit on that. If there's a rival that I have, somebody that's in my way, I'll take the next game off if I have to, but I'm going to go up there and destroy him, prove that I'm better than him, and then sit out the next game against Sacramento. I don't know. But I wouldn't want to sit out the next game either, so there's that.
Look like Sacramento. Yeah, Sacramento about to blow it up with DeRozan, Levine, and Sabonis. So I think they about to trade all them dudes.
Look,
I wouldn't touch that. I wouldn't touch Zach Levine though. He's just a guy that just get score on bad teams.
This will be probably, I want to say, the fourth time that Sabonis got traded. Or maybe third or fourth. He has the last name, but he's been playing soft the last couple of seasons. And that, I don't know. To be that talented, and he's a lefty, you should be playing a hell of a lot more dominant, especially in Sacramento. They even got what's his name out your way? Fox. They got De'Aaron Fox out your way. And you still struggling? I don't know. It says Steph Curry deserves top 10 over Joker also. Absolutely. Steph is still proving that he's got it. He got the sauce. Went into San Antonio in a nick and tuck game, back-to-back 40 balls, back-to-back 45 plus, 46 one game, 49 yesterday. Hit clutch free throws down the stretch. Absolutely. I love Steph. He doesn't get enough credit as far as I'm concerned. He doesn't pound his chest. He stayed with his own teams through the good, through the bad. He took a lot of criticism when they lost. Should have more finals MVPs, in my opinion, at least one more, because that first finals MVP should have been his. I don't want to hear that he got shut down. Nobody who averages 26.5 points a game got shut down. I'm sorry. In the finals, I'm sorry. He may have had some games that he underperformed, but he didn't get shut down in the finals, especially that first one in 2015. We got to start telling the truth about these players and not base it off of how we feel about said player. Steph Curry is going to go down as one of the greatest point guards, probably not the greatest point guard, because there's still the Magic Johnsons, the Stocktons, and the Isaiah Thomas, even though I think Isaiah Thomas is a bitch-ass nigga, but that's neither here nor there. He's still a great player. The Spurs showed me they aren't ready yet. You want to know something? I think the Spurs are ready, but why the hell did De'Aaron Fox take those last two shots and brick both of them? Give the ball to Wemby. I'd rather the ball be in Wemby's hands than in De'Aaron Fox. Golden State got the edge on the Spurs now. Well, they're older, you know, they know how to play basketball. Is SGA a point guard or shooting guard? Well, nowadays they call it combo guard, that you could play both point and shooting guard. So, you know, years ago they went to positionless basketball, and they did it with the big man. So they're doing it again, the same with your guard play. He's a better point guard than Joker is a center, I think. That's a good point. With Jaren Jackson Jr. needs the right coach and shit bring him to my pace. You know what? They might blow up. If John Morant goes, I definitely think they will blow it all up and start over with draft picks under that new coach, because that new coach ain't messing around with John Morant. He ain't messing around with none of them. He wants the team ran the way he wants it ran, and he don't mind, you know, doing what he needs to do to get the control of the team. Think MB could shake back? I don't know. Those knee injuries, especially as big as he has been, and he's been having knee problems ever since Kansas. So knee injuries don't make you better. Even when they heal, you lose a step, and he's had multiple knee injuries. I don't think we're going to see the same Joel Embiid. Spurs should have destroyed that old Warriors team. Yeah, they should have. A lot of poor shot selection. Should Ja go to Minnesota and go be with and the Wolves at point guard? That would actually be funny, because if they do trade him, you know who they're going to have to trade him for? They're going to have to trade him for that Memphis's old point guard. What's his name? Damn, left-handed black dude. Forgot his name just that quick. Because they're gonna want a solid point guard back. My Rockets need Ja. Udoka can get him right. I don't know. He's Conley. Thank you. Bill R6B7H. Thank you, Mike Conley. Yeah, I see him going back to the Grizzlies to end his career. Also, I remember Luka had to go through SGA, Ant-Man, Rudy Gobert just to get to the finals, and Joker played Miami. Yeah, Miami was on one though. They were a top seed killer. Now, granted, Giannis got hurt, but they still went in there and took it from Boston. You know, so Yeah, Miami was on one. Job best spot is to me is Miami. I think that he will make him a better player. He's got to have the mindset for Miami, because if he doesn't like not Philadelphia, if he don't like Memphis, I don't think going to that Miami Mafia and everything ran strict the way it is, he ain't gonna be able to just do whatever he wants, say whatever he wants. Pat Riley ain't going for that. Also, Joker won Finals MVP in 2023. And because of that, one time his biased fans hold on to that and say he's still the best. Keep the same energy for Giannis then. I agree with that. That's probably the best point I've seen in the comments today. Absolutely. If we're holding on to what happened in 2023 and it's 2025, then, 2 years before that, in 2021, Giannis did the same thing with different circumstances and a better team that he had to face. What happened to Zion? He was supposed to be on Ant-Man SGA level. I don't know. Motivation, focus, Yeah, I don't know. You're getting sometimes when you're getting paid all that money and you don't have the focus, you let anything distract you. And it seems like so far in Zion's career, he's let anything and everything distract him, plus the weight issues. He's been fluctuating in his weight. Sometimes he looks great, then he'll gain it back. Sometimes he'll show flashes and then get injured. I don't know. But right now, he's not even nowhere close to the potential that he could be. Or maybe he just doesn't want to play in New Orleans. I don't know. There's so many factors with him. Now that's crazy, because Ant-Man, he's still going and doing his stuff off the court, but he's still improving on the court. So I don't know. Zion hasn't even had a major surgery issues. He should be playing. You know what? That's a great point. I have not heard anything about him going under the knife, being out for 6 to 8 months. A lot of it is like nagging issues. I know they shut him down for his weight a couple of times, and that shouldn't even be a reason why you get shut down. You're getting paid millions. Get you a personal trainer, get you a chef. You know what I'm saying? How can you not quit fucking with them thoughts and take your career seriously? There's a lot of people that were killed for the position that you're in, and you're just letting it go by. Damn. First thing I'd have did was get me a house, get me a trainer, get me a chef. In the off season, I might have some good time, but when it's time to get back to business, He is not going to get another contract like he got these last 2 contracts, because they're not going to pay you based off of what you have been doing in the NBA. It's just crazy. And his hype train was pretty damn large, from him blowing out his shoe and Duke and doing those athletic moves. And we only seen, a few here, a few there from Zion since he got in the league. He hasn't even competed in the dunk contest. I think that would help get his popularity back if he competes and win a slam dunk contest, and then go out there and play hard. You don't have to necessarily win. Seems like the New Orleans organization seems to be going in a different direction, but I would say it's a wash between Zion and Wemby. I think that they both there had equal hype, because you have to remember they were still falling and fawning at the throne of LeBron. He always gets equal hype. They were talking about Bronny. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather them talk about Bronny paper towels than Bronny James. But, they had equal hype. But we can say Wemby has done more in his 3 seasons than Zion has done in his 6. It will help for sure. Absolutely. The dunk contest can make and break your popularity. It's crazy how that works. It's All-Star Weekend, all eyes on you like Tupac, especially in the dunk contest. You mean to tell me people wouldn't tune in to see what he can come up with, or just to see him leap? especially people that don't get a chance to see him on an everyday basis and just hear about him. That dunk contest will be the greatest thing for his uplifting of his career because he can be in a whole bunch of people's living rooms or on tablets or phones than looking at his highlights or, hey, Zion Williamson's not playing again because this, that, or the third. They got to start thinking smart. Yeah, it will be lit. I'll tune in. I would definitely tune in and see what he got. Luka, my favorite player right now, but setting my bias, I guess you meant aside, his defense just isn't good. SGA plays both ends and has lead his team to a chip. And right now, OKC is number 1 seed. Now, I can fuck with you, I am, because look what you did. You took accountability. You said he's your favorite player, but you also could be critical to him at the same time. That's all we ask. Nobody's asking for you to just, outright just point out all the good things about your favorite player. Everybody has weaknesses. Point those out, and I can fuck with you because you're keeping it consistent. You're keeping it consistent. So if he improves on his defense, he gets better over the year, and they make a run, guess what? I have no problem with him being a MVP. No problem. But you got to play both. You got to play both sides, or at least compete on both ends. You don't got to be a defensive player of the year, but you just got to compete. If you compete, you're showing effort. You're not just showing effort for the fans. You're showing effort for your teammates. They're watching you compete. So guess what happens? It starts becoming contagious. Then they start competing. And then next thing you know, slowly but surely, you have a defensive, competent team because everybody's competing on the defensive end, not just on the offensive end. So I fuck with the comment. Keep them coming, fam. Y'all doing a great job. Hey, Ticket, you got a couple of people backstage. What do you think about you think Pistons are legit? You know what? I think they learned from their mistakes last year and they're getting off to a hot start. How far can they take it? We don't know, but they might be the surprise of the East. They might be the Cleveland Cavaliers from last year of the East. Ooh, besides the playoff failure. But I think they are legit. This has been coming for the last 4 years, and now it's paying dividends. That's the way it should be, brother. Just keep it real. But so many people don't. I don't agree Caruso's health. Wait, I don't. I'd even agree Caruso's health could potentially be more valuable than Joker. You know what? Caruso is one of those players that will give you everything. That he's not going to be a type of player that you could build a team around. But what he does come with, he comes with hella energy, a lot of defense, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to win a basketball game. You need a lot of those players on a basketball team to go where you need to go. He's willing to sacrifice shots. He's willing to get on the floor. He's willing to pick a pocket. He's willing to guard a big man. He's willing to do whatever it takes to win a basketball game. And you're seeing that with OKC. And yes, because he's a two-way player. Absolutely. When you're on a basketball team, and I've been on many basketball teams. I've never been able to make the league, but I had a lot of talent, self-made talent too. When you see somebody working hard on your team, it just naturally makes you want to work hard. When you see somebody diving on the floor for a ball, it makes you naturally want to dive on the floor for a ball, especially if you're winning. He just want to hoop and rip. I agree with that. Absolutely. It's not about the stat sheet. You don't see these players looking at, or certain players, let me say it like that, looking at what their stat sheets are in the middle of a timeout when they're supposed to be focused on stopping the player or running a certain defensive set. Again, this 2K mindset that we have in the league is the reason why people don't want to watch basketball. It's not about the stats. It's about how can you make your team better. Yeah, I can score 30. and we can probably lose because I'm consistently scoring 30. But if I score 25 and we win, isn't that just as impactful? It's just 5 points. 25 points in a title, I'll take it. The ratings are up too. Absolutely, because people are watching. They probably heard about OKC, but now they're watching it. And they're saying, damn, this team won the championship and they got off to a great start because they kept their core, they kept their nucleus together. Let's go back to the 2020 finals. The Lakers tried to get too cute and rebuild their roster, and it did not work out for them that following year. It just didn't. They did not keep the nucleus. They let players like Caruso go. They let players that they should have held on to go, and it cost them. They tried to go with the name brand names, and the name brand names is not the team, not the players that won them a chip. They had a perfect recipe to possibly make it back to the finals again, but they messed up that recipe trying to add too much or trying to take too much away. I dumped my chick today. I got tired of her saying, "Give me your check," and now you can suck my balls. Okay, I don't know what that has to do with anything, but I'll get over it. Okay, Adam. Let me see. Yeah, I agree. It's not all about the points or what shows up on the stat sheet. It's the energy you bring. Absolutely. I've watched teams that were down by 25 change their energy and come back and win by 10 to 15. I've watched teams that sleepwalk through the whole game to get blown out by 40. These people are not getting paid minimum wage. They're getting paid millions upon tens upon millions upon hundreds upon millions over the course of their contract or the course of their career. And you can't give 100%. Heck, Bo, shout out to you, brother. Salute to you. Long-time supporter of Ticket, long-time supporter of T Price. I see you in the comment section a lot. Salute to you. It's about what you do in the offseason to add to your game, both offensively and defensively. It's about your mindset. It's about how serious you take it. Or are you just comfortable with the checks and you're just going to half-ass it? But guess what? This ain't half-assing it in a warehouse. You're on national TV. If you half-ass it, everybody's seeing that you're doing it. That OKC team is deep and great on defense. Joker and the Nuggets are the only team that can take them down. I don't know. Lakers are beating crap teams in close games. Well, they did that last year too. Shout out Mike Miller. It's about impact as well as can you score 30, but playing no defense, losing by 30, then points don't mean shit then. Absolutely. Shout out to Mike Miller. Salute, bro. Well, you keep consistent and not a bias. You know, that's how I always have been. I love the game of basketball. Basketball has always been a love of mine. So just because the jersey is different, I'm not going to change how I feel about basketball. Not taking anything away from Joker. He's not the problem because he's doing his job. It's his fans that praise him no matter what. Absolutely. That's why I said that it's the LeBron James argument. They just switched the two players. You know, he doesn't have enough help. He doesn't have to play with all-star, this, that, and other. You know, look, we can sit up here and say for a long period of time there's a lot of players that didn't play with all-stars, but they still got it done. Great. Every great player has glazers. You know what? Rock Mike guy. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point. But we've come to find out over the years, the Glazers don't know basketball. They just like the player. They don't know what goes behind it. So the only thing you have, when you can't talk facts, the only thing you have left is glazing. But yeah, Hakeem Olajuwon, he went to the finals. I want to say his second year. They lost to Boston. Then injuries and all these things happened to him. And at one point he wanted to leave Houston because they were not trying to build around him. They got new ownership. The new ownership started building around him, and then he went on a run for 2 consecutive years. And if you really want to make it, he had a 4-year window after the Houston Rockets ownership start definitely building around him. He had a 4-year window when he made a run. He didn't win all 4 years, but he did win back-to-backs. Glazers only watch highlights and check the box score. Absolutely, Mike Miller. Yeah, I agree. Like 2016, LeBron deserves that Finals MVP, but people forget Kyrie was bailing his ass out. Absolutely. Absolutely. While he's standing in the corners biting his fingernails, fucking Kyrie's dancing on Steph and putting the game away. But they act like LeBron did it all by himself. He did not. Absolutely. That's another narrative-based bullshit argument. You know, shout out to James Hayes. He made this point years ago. Okay. You were up 2-1 in the finals in 2015 without Kyrie and Love, but you're down 3-1 with them. Make that make sense. Now, the thing about it is once Bogut got out that lane, that's when Kyrie and LeBron was keeping the damn Golden State Warriors in foul trouble. They was just getting to the basket at ease. LeBron was doing his thing, but they would have never won without Kyrie. If anything, they both should have got co-finals MVP. So how in the world does the shot that Kyrie hit make LeBron the GOAT? He said that win right there made me the GOAT. If you would have hit the shot, maybe you would have a little bit more validation of what you're saying, but Kyrie hit that shit. How does that make you the GOAT? Biting on his fingernails, absolutely. Let me see. Here we go. The cap. No player has done it by themselves. Absolutely no player has ever done it by themselves. None. Not Michael, Magic, Bird, Hakeem. Every player that's won it had everybody to come along and help. Ty Lue had to yell at him and play to play right. He got thrown a temperature tantrum because Dame and James Jones didn't agree with him. Absolutely, he's a damn baby, so I don't fuck with him. I can't fuck with him. You know how far you see the Warriors going this year. You want to know? So to be honest with you, I don't know. I love the Warriors. I love Steph. I love what he brings to that team, what he has done for that team. But they seem like they're always fighting for 500. And if they went as far as they went last year. Yes, Steph got injured against Minnesota, and it was pretty much over after that. But the Warriors can be the type of team to get hot, go to the finals, or they can cool off and don't even make the play in. I'm just trying to enjoy the sandwich while I have it. Let me see. I think you mean Cade, or it says, or Bebe Cincinnati is trash. Female. Oh, actually, feminine going hit cause wait, feline trash. What is it saying? That Subway. Oh, okay, I don't know what this person is saying. I really don't. Medicine and good arena force. Okay. The thing is, I started watching NBA in 2016, and I heard all the time from the media, LeBron is the GOAT. It was everywhere. But when I looked into it, I couldn't fall for the tactics. MJ's the GOAT. The thing about it is, you got to do your research with everything. The one thing I learned a long time ago, and I'm a 44-year-old man, the one thing that I learned a long time ago is, don't believe anything you hear, look it up first. And then make your decision based off of what you find out. The media is always going to be slanted one way or the other. Always do your relationship. Always do your research in everything in your life. Always. I don't see them beating OKC after the other night. I don't see anybody beating OKC after the other night. Let me see. Let me see. At Marktavian, how you feel about the heliocentric style of basketball? Joker, Luca, LeBron play. You think it's better than team ball? Absolutely not. Nothing's better than team ball. Nothing. Because here's the thing. When you are doing that ISO ball or you're doing that one-dimensional ball, guess what happens to your teammates? They're not touching the ball. And when you need them to hit a shot in the third and fourth quarter when money time is on the line, they can't do it because they have never really been in the flow of the game. When your teammates are touching the ball just as much as you are and you're passing it around and you're getting them involved, you're mentally in the game. You don't mentally check out. ISO ball makes you mentally check out because you already know who's going to get the shot. You already know you got to stand there. You already know, okay, I'll do a back cut, but I'm probably never going to see the ball again. So, team ball always trumps ISO ball. I agree with that. That's great advice. Thank you. Oh, anytime I am. Shit like LeBron, he had some historic moments in the playoffs and got him got him top 2 in my opinion. But MJ is like that though. Can't get mad at it. I can't really say that LeBron is top 2. I've seen too many great basketball players and too many great basketball seasons over my years of watching basketball. But I have them where they have Kobe at. I have him at 11. Yeah. How can your teammates get into the rhythm? Absolutely. Basketball is about rhythm. It's always been about rhythm. That's why any drill that they give you, they're giving it to you with music cues. The way you learn how to shoot is you put both feet down, bend your knees slightly, and come up in rhythm shooting. Everything's about rhythm. So team ball's no different. I heard Lonzo Ball say LeBron would have won 6 rings with MJ's roster under Phil Jackson, but I don't agree because of what you just said. LeBron needs the ball in his hands. Team ball is better. Absolutely. Remember, Michael Jordan under Doug Collins had a season where he was 32 points a game, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Guess what happened to that team? They ran into a Detroit Pistons team that played team ball and locked in on him. It's the Jordan rules. Locked in on him and made everybody else beat him. And they couldn't because they were not in rhythm. So then Phil Jackson comes along with Tex Winters, installs the triangle offense where everybody touched the ball, everybody's moving, everybody's shaking. You get Jordan in his high percentage areas, and of course Jordan is going to be Jordan, and guess what? Everybody flourishes. And the Chicago Bulls, shout out to Too Raw for TV. I can't take credit for this, but the Chicago Bulls are the only team in those playoffs runs with the Pistons that gave the Pistons a true fight. Of course, they gentlemen swept them. Then it went to 6, then it went to 7, and then they finally beat them. MJ could play in the triangle system. Do you think LeBron, Luca, Joker could do the same? I think you're limited next to Jordan and Kobe. I don't think LeBron will be able to play because he can't play without having the ball in his hands. Luka, I think he's probably your best candidate to play in the triangle because I've seen him overseas play without the ball in his hand. Joker, I don't know because with the triangle, you had to be a type of center to move around constantly, and I don't see that out of Joker. He likes to kind of stand around and, camp at the 3-point line or camp at a certain part in the post. But to play the triangle, you have to be very conditioned, and I don't think Joker can do that. So to answer your question, I think Luka's the only one I can say that will play in the triangle. LeBron can't play off the ball. In a system, he ain't coachable. Look, we can say that all the way back to his second year in the league, getting Paul Silas fired because he wanted him to add to his game, play more in the post as a 6'8" 2 guard / small forward, and he didn't want to do that, and he ended up getting him fired because of it. What maybe they could play in the triangle, but they wouldn't be the same player. And see, that's another thing, they would not be able to have the same numbers. Remember, Michael Jordan was scoring 37.1 points a game, and then the triangle kicked him down to about 30, and then eventually he was under 30 towards the last of the three-peats. But you're not going to dominate the ball in triangle. You're not. You'll get the ball, but the triangle is designed to get everybody an open shot or get the best shot possible. Let me see. You just sound like a hater. Okay, that's nice. Okay, I think LeBron can play off ball, but he would not be an all-time great if only play off ball. That's safe, you know. But, great players are going to do great things. Just like I said before, you don't have to necessarily score 30 to be an all-time great. Remember, Magic Johnson was just under 20 points. Now, he had a shit ton of assists, but, it's the other things that you do which makes you a great player. Joker could if Polo and I guess you mean Powell and Horace could. Shaq wasn't in great condition. No, Shaq wasn't in great condition, but Shaq was the number one primary offense. The only thing Phil Jackson did with Shaq and Kobe is he put Shaq in the post where Jordan will be in the post, and he used Kobe as the Scottie Pippen early on in the triangle. And then when Shaq was out, he would reverse roles, make Derek Fisher the Scottie Pippen archetype for that offense, and put Kobe in the post. So it's interchangeable, but that's why that man has so many championships because of that. 5 with the Lakers and 6 with the Bulls. Yeah, that system works. When have we seen LeBron sacrifice his game for the system? Everybody always had to acquiesce to his limitations. If he could play off the ball, we would have seen it after 22 seasons. That's a great point. Is that I don't know how to say your name, but that's a great point. That's really a great point. People always fall back to what you do when pressure is on. You fall back to what makes it easier on you. So LeBron James always falls back to, 1-4 out or 4-1 out, and let me back up to the half court, get a running start to the lane because that's easy for him. But it doesn't work consistently, especially in the playoffs. Oh, I agree with you on that. But what I meant is if LeBron only played in a system off ball, there would be no MJ and Bron debates. Well, there would, because you're always going to have somebody try to make that debate. Jordan has been the people's champ ever since 91. And it's been, I guess it's been going on 22 years since he's played, and he's still considered the standard. So they always want to knock somebody off who's had the title that long. So even if it wouldn't have been LeBron, it would have been someone else. LeBron is running higher offense than most of the people playing in the system. What do you mean he's running higher offenses than most people playing in the systems? Are you really comparing the offense that is run with no hand checking, no defensive pressure, no center in the middle to what they had to go through back in the day before they took the center out the middle and took the doggone hand checking and pressure defense? Do you have a personal top 5? Well, my personal top 5 is basically based off of what I've seen and what I enjoy. Of course, I have Jordan and Kobe at my 1 and 2 because I don't understand how Jordan is in a lot of people's number 1, but Kobe, who's basically Jordan, zero sugar or diet Jordan, is not close to him. I have a lot of respect for Kobe for what he did. I hated him early in his career because I felt like he was just copying off Jordan and he was biting his style. But what I come to realize over watching his whole career is he was doing the exact same thing that Magic did, Bird did, Jordan did, and a lot of players did. They got the torch passed to them, and they tried to pass the torch to other players. That's why towards the middle to end of Kobe's career, that's why other players flocked to him the same way he flocked to Jordan. He flocked to Jordan to learn from the best. When Kobe was the rookie, Jordan was the best. There was no doubt about it. And he was the only player that went up in public during games to pick Jordan's brain. And Jordan acquiesced, giving him the same type of knowledge and skills and tricks and tips that Larry gave him, that Magic gave him, that even Dr. J, and he just passed it on. And Kobe took the game, added to it, that had Jordan's style. He even said that he took Jordan's moves. You know what I'm saying? But what the end result of Kobe's career is the closest we've ever seen next to Jordan. So when people sit up there and, well, he only scored blah, 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 that has nothing to do with the fact that his impact was as close to Jordan's impact. Yeah, when Kobe had that nasty ass fro, I remember that. Kobe was a real student of the game. Absolutely. And that's why Jordan respected him so much. That's why he respected him so much. Kobe never came into the league thinking that he'd already figured it out. He was humble enough to ask for advice. Unlike another individual that came into the league, everybody praising him, and he think he's already figured it out, but fails over and over and over again and has to leave his team to go to another team to win a championship and then says, that's what made me the GOAT. That's not how that works. You know, humility with the old school players gets you a long way. Remember, a lot of people used to say Jordan was cocky, this, that, and other, blah, 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 blah. Until guess what? They start playing with him. Oh, in the off seasons, they start getting to know him, and they're like, "Damn, he just plays hard. He's just very competitive." And then next thing you know, some except Isaiah Thomas, but some of his greatest critics became his greatest friends, and especially that '92 Dream Team. That's when it all came together. Good points. I got Kobe over LeBron, even though the majority of people don't. Look, Kobe's impact, it was far more greater on the court than LeBron's. And this is what my eyes see. If you disagree with me, that's fine. We can disagree. But Kobe's impact on the floor, especially when money time, was a hell of a lot more greater than LeBron's. Unfortunately, LeBron doesn't have the greatest player in the league on his team. Unfortunately, LeBron don't have the greatest player in the league on his team. Explain that for me. Kobe's drive was unparalleled. His competitive nature was unique, and he wasn't pushed by the media like some people. Absolutely. If Joker was soft, they would try. Wait, if Joker was soft, they would try him. Tell me who tried him. I don't know where that came from. Also, Kobe inspires you on the court with mindset you can bring into any job that have that mindset. You can go far. Absolutely. And that's a lot of reason why a lot of people love Kobe is what he did. Every player, no matter who it is, every player has failed. Every player has a moment. Every player has multiple moments where they didn't get it done. But it's not about what they did not do to get it done. It's about how they respond to those moments. When Kobe hit those or missed those 2 air balls against Utah early in his career, it's how he responded the next season that people got respect for him from. This is a rookie that took 2 game-tying threes and missed them both by air balls, and it didn't kill him. It just made him into a killer. That's what people respect. Ticking on an island by himself when talking about Joker. I don't think so. A lot of people have his agree with him. Mark Tavian, Kobe will take the last shot. Kobe handles Kobe's bag. Kobe shooting outside of physical attributes. I don't know which area. Look, you don't got to tell me that. You don't. I agree with you. I've watched Kobe fail. I've watched Kobe succeed, and I watched Kobe fail again. I have more respect for that than someone who, when he's getting ready to fail, he wants to go to the best opportunity possible so that the narrative could be, I am always winning. No, you can rise and you can fall, but you learn from the failures, and we can kind of I'm not going to say give you a pass, but it could be a soft landing. Then you're always trying to make the advantage your advantage. We love Jordan because he failed against the damn Pistons, and then when he got on top, he didn't let it go. We love Magic because when he became Tragic Johnson in the finals and he lost that damn finals for his team, he came back and he became a better player. We love when Larry Bird failed and he came back and he got another title. We love that because we see the peaks, we see the valleys, and we see the peaks again. I get tired of hearing 8 straight finals. Who did he face to get to the finals? Look, I'm going to tell you just like this. Do anybody remember any of the horses that came into the Kentucky Derby that finished second? Absolutely. You praise the winner. So I don't give a damn if you went to 22 consecutive finals. If you didn't win them, why are we holding up that you made it to the damn finals? We have never did that in the past to anybody. Matter of fact, Jerry West won 1 title, lost 9 finals. Nobody is sitting up here saying, well, he made it to 10 finals. No, yeah, that would have been 10 finals. He made it to 10 finals. Nobody says that. They said he won 1 championship. Now, he was the only finals MVP on a losing team, but that's another thing we remember him by. Let's just stop. You made it to the finals. Nobody remembers second place. They only remember the winner. LeBron switched the better teams all the time, and I'm not impressed about the 8 finals. I agree with that. I'm not impressed by it either. 4 of them were with Miami. He cut bait. He went back to Cleveland, helped maneuver getting the number 1 pick out of there, getting Kevin Love, who was an all-star in Minnesota. You had Kyrie, take 2 weeks off to go get Brolic and come back, and then y'all make it to the finals. I'm not impressed with that. Look at how many horses landed up versus look at how many horses lined up versus NBA teams matchups. True. What is it? 6 horses, if I'm not mistaken, versus 32 teams in the playoffs. Let me see. That's mentality, mind state. If we're talking pure skill, LeBron ain't seeing Kobe nowhere. LeBron is still carrying, committing offensive fouls, and getting uncontested layups, free throws, air balls. Absolutely. I think you should put that on a T-shirt. And if all those finals losses, Jerry could have jumped over to the Celtics, but he didn't. Free agency wasn't like that. When you have the contract, they want to give it a nut. And they definitely was not going to trade fucking Jerry West to their arch rivals Boston. They're never going to do that. Yeah, he's a team hopper. He still only got 4 rings, and 1 isn't respected. You mean the Disney Invitational? Yeah, it was a tournament. He won a tournament. No crowd, no travel, staying in a hotel suite and just playing pickup basketball, and you want to call that an NBA playoffs? I don't buy that if it was on clearance. This is why Jordan, Kobe, even Tom Brady, in my opinion, are great. They all have the killer mindset. It's not just the killer mindset. The killer mindset is a big part, but it's not just the killer mindset. We've watched these players give 100% in wins and in losses. We all have seen LeBron James get his numbers and then mentally check out and then show up to the press conference with something wrapped on his arm talking about, well, I basically played with a broken hand ever since game 1. Is that same broken hand you was dapping up your sons before the game? Is that the same broken hand you was dapping up your teammates? Because in game 4 of the 2018 finals, I've literally watched LeBron quit. But that's not the first time. I watched him quit in 2009 against the Magic. Watched him quit in 2010 against Boston. I watched him quit in 2011 against Dallas. I never seen Kobe or Jordan quit to that extent. Yes, if you want to bring up what happened against Phoenix, let's bring it up because let's be fair. Phil Jackson told Kobe, stop shooting, let your teammates do it. Let your teammates help. And that's what he did. Did it cost him a 3-1 lead? It cost him a 3-1 lead. We hold that against Kobe. We do. What happened after that? He came back, went to 3 straight finals after getting some help, and the rest is history. We see him quit in 11. How you getting outplayed by Jason Terry, J.J. Brea caliber players? Absolutely. The facts, only person to have a broken hand and didn't get surgery. And Mike Miller, the only person to have heard that he felt a bone in his foot pop and never have surgery. About to get his farewell tour in the G League. Nah, I don't think he's going to get it in the G League. He'll eventually come back. He mentally quit when J.R. Smith, not J.R. Reed, made the blunder. He was pouting like a bitch when the game was still up for grabs. Yeah, your teammate made a mistake. Okay, cool. No problem. You're going into overtime tied game. Pump him up. Let him know I'm going to need you to hit some big shots in this overtime game. You empower your teammates. Don't go over to the bench with your arms crossed, and then throwing your head down like he cost you the game. He didn't cost you the game. If he cost you the game would have been over. You're going into overtime. And then you're going into overtime with 49 points and you only score a basket towards the end of overtime. That was LeBron's moment to have a Jordan 60-point game or what's his name? 60-point game in the finals. He would have been the only one to, besides Elgin Baylor, to have 60 in the finals, but he chose not to because he wanted to pout. Jordan Clarkson missed the free throws, but goes at him. I think it was George Hill. I don't think it was Jordan Clarkson. George Hill missed the free throw. Yeah, he went at JR. He knows who he can go to. But, every player has had bad moments. Jordan, after scoring 49 and 63, had 19 in game 3 after getting triple team. And we hold it against them. Of course, they was going against the eventual champion, but, you didn't do enough. I don't want to hear that shit. Oh, we don't hold players accountable because they're young. Yeah, we do. Guess what we did? We held Carmelo Anthony accountable for his first playoff run. We hold Dwayne Wade against, he got out the first round in his first attempt, but we hold him accountable. Let me see. He couldn't even look at J.R. Smith, couldn't get over that shit instantly and trying to win that match. He was never a great leader. Yeah, but you have people sitting up here saying, oh, LeBron James is the ultimate teammate. He treats his teammates great. He does this, he does that. He's not like Jordan. Jordan fights his teammates. Jordan do this, that, and other. Look, every one of Jordan's teammates that interviewed about Jordan's coaching style and leadership always said after the fact we understood exactly why Jordan was that intense during practice. Our practices were harder than the games. LeBron James teams don't even practice. That's why they look so fucking discombobulated when they go up against good teams, because they're not practicing pressure situations. When Jimmy Butler and KD lost to Bron, and no one would take their side, even though Bron had the better roster. But when KD beats Bron with the Warriors, it's unfair. I'm glad you brought that up. So when the Heatles came together and they were walking through the league and going all the way to the finals in 2011, it was just good that the team got put together. All right. But when Boston did it, it was unfair. When Golden State does it, it's unfair. If we're going to keep it consistent, keep it consistent across the board. If it was good for the Miami Heat to do it, then it was good for Boston, and it definitely was good for KD. The reason why they hate the fact that KD did it, because KD became in the way to LeBron James. LeBron James started it, KD finished it. They made it impossible for LeBron James to get 5, 6, or 7 rings. So since when do leaders, superstars pass the ball to mere role players because they're scared? Kobe or Jordan would never. Kobe passed the ball to Steve Kerr. He did, because he was off the double team. All right. But guess what he did? He empowered Steve Kerr. Go look that story up. Do not take my word for it. Go look that story up why he empowered Steve Kerr. And yes, smash that like button, please. Ticket does a great job. And thank you again, Ticket, for having me on there. You empower your teammates because you're going to need your teammates. It goes back to that whole ISO shit. If you just ISO and high sprint and roll, your teammates are not going to get that type of. They ain't gonna have the legs. They ain't even gonna want to do it. Let's just be honest. If somebody's getting all the shine, all the shots, you're mentally checked out. You're not gonna really be involved. You might get a layup or two, but you're never gonna get a chance to shine and see exactly what you bring to the team. I even heard one way to look at it is to imagine LeBron won all 10 finals he'd been to. What? That's not how it works. You have to win them, not imagine you win them. Look, just the fact that he went to all those finals, you can literally, in all 6 finals, have some way or somehow blame LeBron James for all 6 finals losses. The number one, he couldn't shoot. The first finals loss, he couldn't shoot. Shot 36.4% from the field. That means for every 11 shots, he only hit 4. Then the second one against Dallas, do we even need to bring that up? Let's go to 2014, when he couldn't even slow down Kawhi Leonard and he had all those wide open threes. But that's when he started with, I averaged 28, 8, and 8. But you got gentlemen swept. Let's go to 2015. You were up 2-1. Up 2-1 on the Warriors without Kevin Love, who everybody disregards, but then they want to use him as a saving grace to say that, you know what I'm saying, LeBron didn't have him. Let me read this comment right quick. I'm sorry, my phone rang. Hold on for 1 second. I know what you're referring to, but he passed it because Steve Kerr was the spot-up shooter who was in a better position. That was Steve Kerr's role. LeBron passes the ball out of fear and panic. I agree with you. Great comment, but I just wanted to clarify so anybody won't say, well, Jordan did it. I wanted to clarify because we got to be fair. Now, 2015, they were up 2-1. Okay? Going back to Cleveland, where if they win, they will put the stranglehold on the Warriors. If the Warriors go down 3-1, it's over. It's a young team, never been to the finals before, and LeBron played like shit in Game 4. Played okay in Game 5, and eventually played himself. He gunned himself out in Game 6. After going up 2-1, they did not win another game. And LeBron James supposed to be the unstoppable player. Remember, the media was lobbying for LeBron James to win Finals MVP, even though he lost over Steph Curry. And if you don't have LeBron top 2, you don't know basketball. Nah, that's not true. You just don't follow the narrative. Now, 2016, they won. Okay, what about 2017 and 2018? LeBron James did not guard and stayed away from Kevin Durant. He was so scared of Kevin Durant. And that was his small forward counterpart. He refused to play good defense on him. Back-to-back years in 2017 and 2018, he let Kevin Durant in both game 3s walk into a step-in 3 both times. One was a backbreaker. The other, they both was backbreakers. And you mean to tell me that you can guard 1 through 5, but you can't even guard the 3? Pardon the pun. So I put all those losses on LeBron James, all of them, because guess what? On the flip side of that, to go along with your comment, if he'd have won all 10, he'd have got all the credit for all 10. Nobody else, not Kyrie, not Wade, not nobody. And why does the media love him so much? He's been called the chosen one before he made it to the league. And yet, in those finals, KD was cooking, and it was unfair to LeBron. Look, when LeBron, Bosh, and Wade played KD in OKC, KD was still cooking LeBron then. But the Heat had the better team. They just did. James Harden didn't show up, which started the James Harden in the playoffs not showing up. You know, Russell Westbrook did what he could, but he's Russell Westbrook. You got to take the good and the bad. You got to take the 43 points game, but you also got to take the 6 turnover games as well. But the thing about it is, it was cool for LeBron to win that title, but it was not cool for KD to go to the Warriors and make it impossible for LeBron to win the title. And to go back to your original question, why does the media love him? Because he has so many people he has paid in the media. Dave McMenamin, represented by Clutch Sports. Chris Broussard, represented by Clutch Sports. Big Nose Gonzo Wright, represented by Clutch Sports. So these are pundits that are going to push the narrative. Malika Andrews, who's now the wife of Dave McMenamin. If I remember, Shannon Sharp had Kobe top 2, and since he's blown up, Kobe not even top 3. Yeah, and you know, what's his name? Shannon Sharp has, you know, been deep throating LeBron James, and even Joy Taylor even said that he might be compromised, that he might be getting paid under the table, because it's funny how they changed that tune. Let's go back to Gonzo Wright. He had a tweet that said that KD's better than LeBron, and that's never going to change. And somehow that got scrubbed off the goddamn internet. And now he's doing jumping jacks for LeBron James, no matter what. This is the same. This is supposed to be an unbiased media pundit that says that he hopes the Lakers does bad so that they can offer LeBron James a multi-year contract. Who in the media does that? Why would you do that when you're supposed to be unbiased? If you're biased and you're being paid under the table. This is why a lot of people do not follow this new media. Draymond Green, talking about new media. What is he part of? Clutch Sports. You didn't have people from Jordan's camp or Kobe's camp pushing narratives when they were playing. Yeah, the media loves them because the media is bought and paid for. How you been playing for 22 years and still have poor handles, still carry, still got no bag, still got no jumper, still can't play defense. That's laziness and lack of competitiveness. Damn. You must got a sledgehammer in your damn hand, swinging it around. I can't refute anything that you're saying. When he's been playing for 22, and if he plays this year, 23 seasons, and he still has to look at the ball when he dribbles. I stopped looking at the ball when I dribbled when I was 7. Playing defense is about effort because everybody wants to sit up there and say that, well, he has to save himself for the offensive end. He actually doesn't. The playoffs against Minnesota shows that if he really wanted to, he could play defense. But you know what that also means? That means that you got to sacrifice on the offensive end. He has been hanging his hat on this 27-8-8 for his whole career, that if he scores 19 points a game, that will make that narrative go away. Just like, well, LeBron James has been the best player on all championship teams. This is why he's sitting out. Because if they were to go to the finals, everybody will agree that Luka and AR will be better players on the Lakers than LeBron is. So that narrative goes bye-bye. People forget that AD was the best player on that bubble title year. But they act like that didn't happen because they're like, well, what did they do in the finals? Let's not talk about the finals. You said best on the team. You didn't say shit about the finals. Because Dwayne Wade was the best player on the team in the finals in 2011, but we act like that didn't happen. Even though I'm not LeBron's biggest fan, but he's still better than Joker all time. I say that because a lot of Joker fans say he's already surpassed Jordan, Bron, and Kobe. Look, Joker has not surpassed anybody. The only people that Joker has surpassed is the centers that didn't win a championship. That's the only ones that he surpassed. He hasn't surpassed just because he has what's that called? I forgot what that metric they're using. Hold on for a second. I'm sorry, but I'm lying. All he got is athleticism and strength plus offensive fouls he committed aren't getting called. Well, I don't even think he has that athleticism that he used to have. Anthony Davis was the reason why they won that year. Absolutely. I'm glad you brought AD up in 2020. Everyone sweeps him under the rug, and LeBron is Thanos. I'm not going to say LeBron is Thanos because Thanos actually will whoop an ass or two, but I see what you mean. They want to act like 2020 AD didn't exist. Them guys are delusional. I agree. Anthony Davis was the reason why the Lakers went to the finals. That was the reason why they made that massive trade, because the year before that, the Lakers didn't make the goddamn playoffs. And they had a quote unquote GOAT player with LeBron James. You want to sit up there and talk about the groin? Okay, that's nice. But he's the one that came back. He's the one that said he's going to activate playoff mode. And the next thing you know, you got Kyle Kuzma pushing him to play defense. If you were that hurt, sit out. Let me see. He was saying everybody is acting like Bron is Thanos. Oh, okay. I get you. Okay, I get you. Thank you for clarifying that. Let me see. Even Rachel Nichols asked LeBron if he's the GOAT after 2020. Like the propaganda is out. What? Like the propaganda is in out. Oh, I think you mean in our faces. Okay. Yeah. No other all-time great has ever admitted their GOAT status. They always shied away from that because it goes back to an old saying. When you're great, you don't have to say it. Everybody else will. I get you, bro. I agree mostly, but I do think LeBron has skill, but he's ranked. He has skill. He can read an offense. He can do that. But he's not the LeBron James from 2010. He's not the LeBron James from even 2015 or even 2018. He has literally leaned into just playing one side of the ball to get his numbers. Ever since the Kareem's record has been within reach, you've seen him make a constant effort to just do one thing, and that's play offense. Salute, Dion. Where you been, bro? I meant to call you the other day. I was thinking about you. Good to see you, bro. He's been playing one side of the ball, and that's offense. That's all he has cared about. Remember, as soon as he broke Kareem's record, what did he do? Took himself out of the game and took his shoes off and stopped. He quit. And that was against OKC. And they lost the game. You weren't worrying about winning. You were worrying about what you've always worried about, your numbers. I'll hit you up. You off work today or you go in? Kobe has been completely thrown to the side these last few years. Said, and they lost. Absolutely. He beat. I beat you saying, look, he quit, and then the game was still up for grabs, and he went and sat on the bench. That's one of the biggest reasons why AD was pissed. It's a winnable game, and you quit. He's worried about putting up meaningless stats. Absolutely. I've been saying this for a while. The three things that LeBron cares about is his stats, his legacy, his stats. That's all he cares about. He does not care about anything else. He has set his mind to be the type of individual that he wants to put the numbers out of reach, and that right there will make him the GOAT, but he's wrong. Bro, do you remember people were debating if Curry was better than Bron back in 2015 and he's supposed to be the GOAT? Look, I remember when they were comparing it after before the playoffs started, before when Curry got the unanimous MVP. They were saying, does that mean he's better than Bron? It was split down the middle. Some people saying yes, some people saying no. People, AD, Russ, Kyrie, been saw through his BS. Absolutely. Look, y'all, Rush, Kyrie, AD, you said that twice. Imagine if MJ, Kobe, Dominique Wilkins, etc. were playing in garbage time versus third-tier teams to pad their stats. What LeBron been doing? Absolutely. Again, I got to give all shots out to Raw for TV because he brought this point up. There were many times going into the third quarter, Jordan would have 49 points, 39 points, and he was set out because the game is already over. I've watched James Harden get a 60-point game. The game was out of reach, but he came back in because he had like 50 after 3. He came back in just to score 10 more points to get his 50 against third string. And it took him to like the 6th or the 5-minute mark to get it. And I think Westbrook played bad because was nervous and Bron said, look, Westbrook played bad because he was being played out of position. He's the one that needs the ball in his hands to initiate the offense. But the whole time, LeBron and AD were saying, Russ, play your game, but they never put him in a position to be the dominant ball handler. So, yes, he played bad with the Lakers because guess what? He's being played out of position. He knew the media would trash him if it means to praise LeBron. Look, all that was, if KD can't win with Russ, but I win with Russ, that will be another mark on my record. And it didn't work. So if it didn't work, it should be a mark against your record. Yeah, superstars ain't staying to pad their stats. These new guys are doing it, though. Absolutely. And that's why a lot of us don't respect it. I feel Rush, for real, like, bro, Bron's intentions ain't to uplift his team. It's to uplift his legacy. Absolutely. We hear all this shit about how LeBron cares about the black man. But I was under the impression Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, Kyrie Irving, aren't they black? And he had no problem throwing them under the bus. Remember, when Kyrie requested a trade, LeBron's camp was talking about LeBron wanted to beat his ass. Let that sink in. Yeah, Russ ain't no spot-up shooter. He was out of his element in LA. Yeah. And as a black man, LeBron let the media shit all on him, if that meant praising him. Let me see exactly what does that say. It says a lot. LeBron has been a diva since he came into the league. He will always be a diva until he leaves. This is why he's trying to hold on. He's trying to do everything so that he can say, if you look over my career, even though the winning doesn't show it, I'm the GOAT. And he's not. He's not. I ain't going to lie. LeBron going to have a great individual career on statistics, but we know stats don't tell it all. Absolutely. But real basketball fans that go and do research and go and find out the whole story are going to find that out. These stats look great without proper context, like you said. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I'm starting to think this, despite his stats, he's not even better than old guys, I swear. And you want to know something, good kid? We have been saying that for years. Go look it up. Go look up these old school players that people shit on and say they were plumbers and taxi cab drivers. Go look on, JJ Redick uses that narrative, but if I say that the coaches now are podcasters, he'll have a problem with that. Most of his points are equated in garbage time and don't impact the game. Again, going back to 2-Raw, back in 2022, there was that it said that 91.5% of LeBron James' points came when they were down by 15 or more. So what does that tell you? Larry Bird is a better player than Bron, in my opinion. Absolutely. Someone who's not as athletic, can move and can do the things LeBron can, still gave you 25-10-7 or 25-10-6 on better shooting splits. Yes, I know. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Let me see. Let me look what time it is. So I'm probably gonna shit. I'm off the shake in a minute, y'all. Let's go another 15 minutes. I'm gonna have to go at 11:45 my time. I swear I don't even believe this, but did he really pass Kareem, you think? Uh In points, yeah, you got to say he accumulated it, but a lot of people don't respect it, and I can respect their decision about that. Stephen A. Smith says he really dislikes Bron, but he has to have him in his top two. Yeah, that's crap. You know, he's just saying that because again, he's trying to play both sides. Plus, he don't play defense, so all these points he's giving up points on the defensive end. Absolutely. Who cares if you score 30 when you give up 35? What's that really doing for you? That's not doing anything. I've watched good players come out of games, and I'm talking about like teams I played on. Like one of the best scores I've ever seen got put out of a game because he won't play defense, and he was giving up just as much he was scoring. They manipulated the game for this guy. Come on, what fundamentals do Bronny really have? Well, I think one of the fundamentals he has is blaming his teammates. That's been a fundamental fact since he kind of came into the league. First, Carlos Boozer was in the way. Then he didn't have a point guard. Then he didn't have enough help. Then, he had to leave because, quote unquote, Cleveland wasn't building around him, even though they won 66 games and 61 games. And they had players like Antoine Jameson, Ben Wallace, Shaquille O'Neal. Even though Shaquille O'Neal was older, he still had an impact because they still won a lot of games. But, that's a narrative. This dude can't even dribble like that at first. Didn't get better till Kyrie. Look, LeBron has never been a dribbler. There's compilations of him trying to size people up and losing the ball, and nobody has to touch it. He'll just lose it on his own. It's crazy. You have a lot of his fans, a lot of his supporters that want to discount what he's hasn't done and just, well, he went to 8 straight finals and he won he was the best player. He won everywhere he went. You know what? Okay, cool. This dude couldn't even dribble like that. Oh, that's the same comment. Okay. Stephen A knows something he don't. We don't. I'm telling you. Of course, a lot of people know stuff. They're just saving it all up, waiting until he retires, and then they're going to drop it on his head. Yeah, he's always needed help. He's always trade rumors surrounding this dude. Why does a superstar need all this help? Even Luka boost up when he said next man up. Absolutely. There's a different mindset. And see, this is why the Lakers fans are falling in love with Luka. And they're saying, well, LeBron is expendable. What can he really give you as a 41-year-old? He's been carrying the ball and been turning it over machine. Anybody that's the all-time leader in turnovers should not boast about making the right play. Stop it. Once you became the all-time leader in turnovers, you cannot make that assertion. I'm sorry. Because that means that you make so many bad decisions that you're the all-time leader in bad decisions if you're the all-time leader in turnovers. And why ain't he never addressed Chael Sonnen when he called him out about the PEDs? That's another thing. He can address everybody else. He can go on Casanat's podcast. Only reason why he did that because Casanat in a debate with Stephen A. Smith called him the GOAT, so now he's his best friend. But he don't want to address those PED allegations. But remember, The media says there's never been anything said bad about LeBron James. He's never been in any type of trouble. Well, your best friends are being investigated for gambling, and they're all linked to you. Your best friend and your wife was linked to PEDs, and they're all linked to you, but you haven't ever been in any type of trouble? All right, you can miss me with that. This man said on multiple panels, me and LeBron got the same drug dealer. LeBron does the same thing I was doing. And LeBron has been quieted in a whore in church. What can he say? You lie? And then the next thing you know, this man ends up proving it. Then what? Credibility out of the window. But remember, he went up on the ESPYs and said he's never cheated the game. But did your boys bet on the game, though? Players lose their value playing with him. They never get the credit and have to take all the game. Don't you mean grief? Dude got media members lobbying for him like AIPCA. Yeah. Yeah. Then when you got this one dude named Gilbert Arenas sitting over here talking out of both sides of his mouth, and then when you go back to the old videos, he talking about how they used to gamble over LeBron's house, and then he tried to backtrack that, and then you have LeBron whisper in his ear, and then he misses a free throw, and then they go back down on the other end and win the game. Come on now. If that doesn't scream fixed, I don't know what does. Let me see. Jeff T was lying. I don't care if he apologized. Absolutely. Yeah, Jeff T was getting Jeff T gets a phone call. Okay, I was like, what the hell word is that? Jeff T gets a phone call, but Chael Sonnen keeps slandering him. Why ain't he talking about it? Because, you bully who you feel you can bully. Spell check got in your way, didn't it, bro? It does it to me all the time. Hasn't breathed a word. Didn't talk about it on his Mind Games podcast. Didn't do none of that. Just act like that. We're only going to talk about what I want to talk about. And then you bring goofy ass KD on there to talk about, some people like to go and retire and play baseball. He should have got slapped in his mouth for saying that. Yeah, that shit's annoying as fuck. Absolutely. Going over there, changing narratives and, we only had minimum guys. That's why we didn't win the championship in 2011. No, you played like doo-doo water. That's why you didn't win the championship. And if we look at that film closely against Dallas, maybe he threw the game and was point shaving. Mm-hmm. We know that the people that you're associated with bets on games. Was that the first game he threw? Allegedly? Let's think about it. Because how the hell do you play that bad at that time? That was uncharacteristic. Even when he was shooting bad against San Antonio in 2007, he didn't look that bad. And Steph Curry is more influential. Mike Miller says, I lost so much respect when he said that bullshit when he tried to add he played bad, like wasn't fully blaming his teammates. Yeah, he tried to throw them under the bus and he played like shit. My phone died, brother. I'm going to get off now. Catch you next time. Anytime I am. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I got about 8 more minutes and I'm going to have to get off, but I appreciate everybody in the chat. And like I say all the time, I get on the stream. Thank you, Ticket, and thank you, everybody in the chat. I want to make sure everybody in the chat has the same voice, especially if they can't get on the panel. So, yeah, keep them coming. We got about 8 minutes. Let me see. It says, laugh out loud. Nah, I like Kevin Durant. I believe he was a better basketball player than Bron in the 2010s. Nobody's arguing with that. But what he said about Michael Jordan, that was off base. That was way off base. If you're really this good, which player altered his game to mimic you? Great comment. Steph changed the game where big men tried to chuck up threes. Where's LeBron's influence? He does not have one. Remember, I want to be like Mike. There was nobody saying I want to be like Bron, because his game does not contribute to winning on its own. He has to have everything, everything has to be right for him to win. You don't have to say that with Mike. You don't have to say that with Kobe. You don't have to say that with Steph. Steph went out there twice without Durant and got chips with his same playing style. That's a great point. Should highlight that. Nobody's coming out of college saying this is the next LeBron because he plays just like LeBron. Nobody's saying that. Nobody's coming out of high school. Nobody has. LeBron is what you call a one-hit wonder. Nobody's trying to remake that song. Come on, chat. Don't let me down. Yeah, Cedric Ceballos, Harold Miner, Kobe, Vince Carter, etc. all took parts of Mike. Who tries to mimic LeBron James? Who tries to mimic LeBron's game? Committing offensive fouls, pushing through uncontested layups. He has no bag. Yeah, the one thing I don't like is him using that stiff arm every time he tries to rumble and stumble to the basket, and then look at the damn refs like they should give him a foul call on top of that horseshit. Yeah, that's pretty shitty. 23 years in the league, doesn't have a mid-range consistent, don't have anything else that's consistent. He's one or two type player. 3-ball, go to the basket. Or 3-ball, go to the basket, pass it to somebody open, or pass it to you so you can get a shot at the end of the shot clock because he got cut off to the basket. His game is very, very, very flawed. It's very, very, very inconsistent. And it's the reason why he has failed over and over and over again. To be honest, the day LeBron retires, it'll be the greatest day in basketball. Some people feel that way. Some people do. Some people feel that way. Let me see, where is it? If you pay close attention, the offensive moves better with Luka than LeBron. Yeah, he knows how to get to the mid-range. He knows how to get over both shoulders when he shoots. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf, Steph, equals Steph. Steph got all these dudes backing up, breaking up threes. What's LeBron's influence outside of flopping? Getting his no talent son into the league. And since we're on that, why isn't Carmelo Anthony's son not getting more hype? And he's actually cooking in college. That's crazy. He scored more points in these 3 games, it seems like, than Bronny scored in his whole career. It's crazy. We got 4 more minutes. We see Melo's son cooking. Absolutely. Cayenne, that's his name, better than Bronny. Yeah. There's a dude that I get my gas from that's better than Bronny. Sham God's influence. LeBron has LeBron's as far as influence. The Sham God is still a great move almost 30 years later. LeBron don't have no moves. He don't. He doesn't have a go-to move. And this is another reason why we cook him. When the game's on the line, you know what he's going to do. There's no spot he's going to go to, and if he gets to his spot, it's game over. It's just like, hey, let's see what he does. Yeah, it's crazy. This is LeBron as a player, God, Sham God as a player. That's as what I'm saying. Which GOAT has no go-to move? Everybody that has participated in the GOAT debate has a go-to move, has something that cannot be stopped. And this just goes back to we need to be talking about Kobe being in that GOAT debate. Has LeBron defined an era like MJ, Kobe, or even Steph? Absolutely not. Because they defined it by winning. They didn't define it by going to finals and getting blown out. They didn't define it by hopping teams. And, remember, KD went to Steph. Steph didn't go to KD. Even when he did hit the buzzer beater in Orlando, he even looked surprised at winning. Everybody looked surprised at winning because he just threw that shit up. And then when he went in, he's like, oh my God, it went in. We're not going to get swept. Because if he didn't hit that game winner, their asses was on the way to Sweet Town. And they had the damn number 1 seed. Crazy. 2 more minutes, everybody. I hate to do it, but I got somewhere I got to go. But we got 2 minutes. Let's go out strong. And yeah, and Dion in the chat, he's from Cleveland. So he know. Let's be real. When LeBron became better than Bird, he's never become better than Bird, ever. Bird was feared by everybody, including Jordan to a certain extent. They used to have epic battles. That white boy used to take these black guys, and he used to say to opposing coaches, "If you put a white boy on me, that's disrespect to me. I consider that insult. You better put a black player on me." And yes, Bird used to beat Jordan. They only played, I want to say, did they play twice in the playoffs? I think they did. Or maybe it was Milwaukee and then Boston. I don't know. But yeah, Bird used to put it on Jordan, and then Jordan used to put it on Bird. But they had a mutual respect. But Bird was the baddest man on the planet for 5 years. And then when that back injury happened, because remember, he got the back injury shoveling his mother's driveway. He could have paid somebody to do it, but that's just the mindset that he has. So I don't, if his career would have been fully healthy, he would put some numbers out of reach his damn self. Maybe a couple more championships. But we don't know. We don't know. All right, everybody, that's my time, man. I'm sorry. Shout out to everybody in the chat. God bless everybody. Thank you again, Ticket. Dion, I'll call you when I get in the car, man. Shout out to everybody. Thank you again for all your comments. Until we cook again. Peace.